You said that you love winning. What drives you more, the love of winning or the hate of losing?
Maybe equally, maybe both. I don't like losing, and I do like winning.
Say his name and he appears.
This is a friendship that'll never ever end.
Greetings and welcome to Winning Tonight. How's everybody doing this evening? I hope you are all doing and living well out there. Let me start this show as I always do by thanking those winners in the winner's circle for supporting the channel. Your names are scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Thank you so much for supporting the channel each and every month. And a special thanks to Shelly and Wolfram who support us over on Rumble as well. We are broadcasting live tonight on YouTube, Rumble, and X, and away we go. All right. Let's say hello to all those awesome people out there watching tonight in the front row. Tonight, of course, we're going to be covering President Trump's Mar-A-Lago pre-inauguration press conference. Very interesting stuff coming out of this. It should be a lot of fun. A lot of like little things and big things, and including new donors and new contributors and whatnot, and also some very interesting takes on what we can expect in the coming year, and right out of the gate. But hello guys, how you doing out there? Hi Heidi, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Listen to the Wolfie. There you go. Hey Nacho Kitty, how you doing? Good to see you as always. The senior level Nacho Kitty, been here since the beginning, my very first mod. How you doing? All right, Wolfram, what's up, my friend? How you doing? Thank you for being here. Thank you for dropping these links. Remember, when you're here, ladies and gentlemen, to always listen to the Wolf. He knows what he's talking about. He wipes his paws, he lopes in, and he howls. And that's how you know the Alpha Mod is in the house. T-Rex Trucking and more. Happy day. Who's ready for Golf of America? Yeah, right? That's why he doesn't change it to golf with an O. We'll talk about that tonight as well. Gulf of America. Been a long time overdue. I don't know why we call it the Gulf of Mexico. we should never call it that. Let's see. Cool Gamer, what's up? How you doing, my friend? How you doing? Welcome to the show, and thank you for supporting the channel as always. Always great to see you, Cool Gamer. And there's Merce Turf. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Good to see you, and thank you as well for supporting the channel. I really do appreciate each and every one of you who make it happen here. Running the channel, it has its challenges, and it also has its costs. And I appreciate each and every one of you who help with that and help keep this thing rolling. All right. So what do you guys have to say out there this evening? Fun day? Or you guys having a fun day? You having a good day? You having anything you want to talk about? Shelly is feeling under the weather. She's out there. She's watching, but she probably won't be talking too much. She has a little bit of cold going on, as you may have noticed for her not doing her show today. She woke up all stuffy and congested. So wishing her well. And there is Daisy Girl Williams sliding in sideways. Daisy Girl Williams, what's up? How you doing? Welcome to the show. Hope you guys are doing good, man. I hope you guys are all doing good. Talk to me. Tell me what's up. We're gonna be watching this press conference tonight. And you're praying for Shelly. Pray for Shelly. Pray for Shelly. Prayers for Shelly. Prayer for Shelly. Well, you know, today was just a day. Did my thing, and now I'm here. And I did see a little bit of this, but I didn't see a lot of it. We're gonna watch it all here. We'll watch it at winning speed so it will sound normal. And we won't waste too much time getting into this. It is about an hour 12, so it'll be less than that. So you come here to watch it at winning speed with me and get my takes and give your own takes, because here you always have a voice, and I'll put your takes up on the screen if they're about the topic. I also saw an interesting interview today. Not interview. I'll probably go over this at some point, but Zuckerberg coming out saying no more censorship on the Facebook, and that means that they're going to get rid of the fact checkers and be working with the Trump administration in some way, shape, or form. You know, Mark's coming around, man. I think Tatum had a really good take on it, so I might use his take. But I saw that, his take on it was, he comes out of college and starts this $1 billion company like right out of college, and it's like, really kind of trapped into that narrative, that establishment narrative. And I think it's hard for people to realize that people are people, even when they have a lot of money and they have a lot of resources and stuff, and they can get trapped into narratives just as easy as anybody else. I do believe in redemption. And I do like to see people go on a redemption arc. So, well, I was hoping for the best with that, and I hope it's just not wordplay. But he has been hanging out with Dana White, and Dana White is going to be becoming part of Meta in some way, shape, or form. And he started hanging around. He got into UFC, and he got into martial arts and doing it himself. I mean, when you're stinking rich, you can do whatever you want whenever you want to. So it's obviously you can change your ways. I mean, we got a president that changed his ways. You've got an Elon that changed his ways. And I think as people start to realize that the establishment way, it was nothing but corruption, evil, and a dead end road for them eventually. They started to get that awakening as well. But he says he's going to get rid of the fact checkers and install like community notes, which is awesome, because community notes is basically what I did on Facebook a long time ago, 10 years ago, was basically just community noting everybody's bullshit posts, trying to get them on the right path towards the truth. And I got a much better handle on what the truth is these days than I did back then. But at the same time, fighting back the establishment narrative more so in those days, and trying to get people to realize the media is lying to them. Community notes will go a long ways towards people just posting bullshit all the time. And I hope people will use them right. And I hope they will be effective on that platform. But getting rid of the fact checkers who have agendas and who have biases, that's a great first step. I think that's going to be great for the platform. I'm not on it, so I don't really care. But but for those who are, I know that's a big first veil hangout. Facebook is a big time hangout for the first veilers, right? People trapped in the establishment era, people screaming and yelling about Project 2025 and a bunch of bullshit. It ain't real. Those people are always talking about that. It's Trump derangement syndrome central around Facebook. Hey, Ronnie, how you doing? Good to see you, and welcome to the show. And Ronnie is in the house. We got Lady Autumn Sky in the house. Hi, everyone. Hi, Lady Autumn Sky. How you doing? Welcome to the show. I hope you're living well. And I hope you're not feeling so good. You get to go over there in the sick tent with T3 tonight. You guys can sit there and cough and sneeze together, and enjoy the show over there in the sick seats. There you go. Don't worry, plenty of Kleenexes and other things for you guys in there to make you feel better. Let's see. I find it funny when Twitter community notes even are being put out on sports facts and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, there is some abuse. There is some abuse of those community notes, but there are some good people doing some good work on those as well. And like Elon Musk gets community noted on everything he says, which is hilarious, right? But there are some people out there that are just grifting, like for as much as Facebook is the home of TDS and the establishment narrative, X is the home of the conspiracy grifter. Conspiracy grifter and grifters in general. It's a grifter it's a grifter site, man, for sure. And so there, so that helps with some of that, right? Some people that are constantly grifting, like concerns that isn't, that guy is just nothing but a fear mongering grifter and a half who doesn't do a lick of research but thinks he knows everything. It's a sad thing. So he's probably the most community noted person on X, and rightfully so. And he thinks that there is and that nothing is real, and that's what I started talking about the other night, was like the abyss, right? The second veil of abyss that people fall into, and if you stay down there in the abyss long enough, you will start to believe that nothing is real, like nothing is real, and you'll go to extremes and start believing extreme things. And people thinks it makes them tough, right? It makes them more formidable, more knowledgeable to take that stance, but actually it makes you more subjectable. So now anybody with anything that's going to be a contradiction to the truth, or even a contradiction to a narrative, right? You're more likely to believe that and fall into those traps and be like, well, they're lying to us anyway, so nothing is real. When you start to believe nothing is real, you're in trouble. There are good guys, there are bad guys. We're definitely bad guys. We see it all the time. We point it out, right? But there are good guys too. There has to be a balance in this universe, right? And that balance is lost when nothing is real, right? So you're just going to go with whatever is contradictory. You call yourself a skeptic, but you're not really a skeptic. You're just not another biased narrative at work. So you have to be really careful with that. But that's when you come to the greatness, though, that is the second awakening. The second awakening is when you realize what I just said, right? When you realize that there are just as many people out to get you and control your mind in the second veil as there was in the first veil, where the establishment narrative lives. The alternative narrative is full of people who think they know something but haven't done a lick of research, or just regurgitating, parroting, but becoming an expert at the parroted narrative that is false, right? And there's no greater example than that than like flat Earth or something. Flat Earth is the great one. When it's people that it's something that's been disproven. Literally, you can go to Antarctic and walk around, and you can get a tour there. You can fly over it. You can do everything. People will tell you can't, but you can. And you can totally debunk yourself if you actually were willing to do it. Yes, most flat earthers, if you pay for a trip to the Antarctic for them, would they go? They'll just shut up and leave. They'll fight or flight on you. They'll flight the hell out of there, because they don't want their bias to be their belief system to be changed. And so you have to keep an open mind. That's when you know your mind isn't open anymore, because you won't challenge your own belief system. You won't vet yourself, vet your sources. Go back to the drawing board, if you will, right? And so that's the abyss. And in order to see the truth, you have to get out of the abyss. And that is where a lot of people end up, right? First veil, people end up trapped in the establishment narrative. Second veil, people end up trapped in the abyss, and you don't want to do that. And so I'm talking about this because I'm thinking about doing an Unveiling Reality show on the abyss itself, where I pretty much will say a lot of the same things I just said, but offer those that are concerned, that are convinced that they're there, a way out. I'll think about how to put that show together. I could probably just jump in and go old school, talk about it for forever, right? But you never know. But can I get some people that are in the abyss to come talk to me about it and get themselves out of it? I don't know. It would be great. But I mean, they're very difficult to deal with. They're more stubborn than most people in the establishment narrative. That's the sad part about it, is because they think because they've escaped the mainstream media, the corrupt establishment narrative, that they're safe. And that's the problem. And say, well, I've already figured out what's real and what's not. Well, have you? Have you really? Can you look yourself in the mirror and say that you honestly have questioned to the void, that you've honestly vetted every single piece of information you're taking on faith? Have you seen any improvement in the results that you're expecting? You would think if enough people were, say, interested in a topic like chemtrails for decades, that we'd have more evidence today than we did 10, 15, 20 years ago. It's all speculation, right? They don't. They're still relying on the fact that they think they know what they're seeing, right? Instead of trying to realize that humans are fallible, and that and then it's up to them. It's up to them to drill down to the root and understand what they're actually saying and seeing. Right. So that's why I provided the Unveiling Reality series for people. So many topics that people have latched onto and never and never gone past the original take they got. And they're therefore trapped in the abyss. You see this today. Hey, I saw somebody else rolling here. Hold on, who is it? 357. Hold me. 357. How you doing? Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Happy that you're here. All right. And so yeah, those streams that I've done, and maybe I'll find a way to refine those and redo them in some way, shape, or form with the live version of me, and go back to them. But the terms like MK Ultra, like people love look, it gets down to this, right? Every time somebody does something, right, and it makes the news, MK Ultra, right? Or a CIA inside job. If it has to do with something that may be political in some way, shape, or form. It's like clockwork. It's like every time there's some kind of weather, some kind of weather or some kind of natural disaster, weather weapons, things like that come up. It's predictable. And it's just people going back the same old narrative that they've never corrected. They've been like, aha, that's what it is. Right. But is it? Can anybody who just jumps to the conclusion that somebody that goes off and does something bad is on MK Ultra, can they explain to me how MK Ultra actually works? Who's doing it? Where is it happening? Using trivium logic, basically. Asking the questions before you decide to believe something. Well, most of them can't, and most of them will get just frustrated and run away. I'm running away, putting my fingers in my ears. Right? And how are you different? How is that person different from someone in the first veil that won't listen to you about how the mainstream media is propaganda for the establishment, or that Trump isn't really the evil person they make him out to be, that it's just a slander campaign, or that the J6 wasn't an insurrection? I mean, this goes on and on and on. People in the second veil can clearly sit here and look back at the first veil and tell you what's real and what's not, right? But can they look in the second veil and tell you the same thing? Like, will you challenge yourself? Are you bold? Are you humble? Are you brave? That's what it's about. That's the challenge of the second veil. That's what it's about. So Mark Zuckerberg coming around, maybe crawling out of his his establishment narrative and hanging out with better people, more base people, and getting a more base take on things and starting to reform himself. I think it's a good thing. I mean, like I said, I give everybody a chance. He'll have to you have to make up for a lot of the things he did. But coming forward and being honest about the fact that he was manipulated or told to do something or whatever, being honest and being transparent, that's a good first step, don't you think? Good first step. Like, he has to still prove himself to all of us, and we all should be skeptical of things. But that skepticism should be based, right? It should be based, and we should be willing to walk in and do the work to learn the truth. And one place you can come to learn the truth or drill down on any topic I will take is right here, because every day is a fight for reality, and we are in it. We are in it to win it. That's why we are winning reality. Captain Kern came up with a good one. Earth's surface is 70% water. That water is non-carbonated, therefore the Earth is flat. What? I get it. Okay, now I get it. Nice. It took me a second. I was like, oh yeah, like a drink. Got ya. All right, gotcha. All right, let me get this thing up on screen here. Whoop, get it back here, and like that. We're gonna get into this this press conference here, and I will make comments throughout, as should you, because you always have a voice here. And while I will never confirm your bias, I will walk with you to the truth, because it's better to know the truth than to be right. And when you have the truth, you don't need to be right, because you have the truth, right? That's how we try to do it, our best, to the best of our abilities. And that's what this crowd knows, and that's why they're here. And I appreciate each and every one of you. All right. Owning up, take ownership. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. I mean, we're the forgiving side. We're the side that wants to see you evolve, right? We're the side that wants to see you go beyond and improve and be better, right? Be better than you ever were in every way, shape, and form. So I do the Joe version tonight. Make Trump really small, me really big. I've never been a big face cam guy. There's some people that like get on with their iPhones or whatever, and they stick their face like way into the camera. I'm like, they're like, I'm big, I'm huge. Remember the guy Josh on Demand, Omega Josh? That guy, like literally the whole frame of his videos was just his face and his lips and those eyebrows. Those eyebrows, man. The Omega Josh virus. I wonder what he's up to these days. Hopefully he's on some medication and taking care of himself. We wish you the best, Josh, wherever you are. Nerd will love it. Love y'all. Nerds love y'all. They do. They love us. They love us. I mean it. Mean it. Echo chamber the echo chamber gets me sometimes. It gets me too. That's why I put out Line in the Sand and Am I Racist? Those two documentaries past the paywall, because why? I mean, I come from a time when people made documentaries to inform other people about what's going on. Now, they might not all been great. Some of them may have been a little bit premature in terms of, did you do enough research for this? Did you actually wait for enough information to come out before you made it? Loose Change comes to mind. But those documentaries were all free. They made them to make a difference, whether they were 100% accurate or not. They made them to make a difference. And Line in the Sand, man, you guys have heard me talk about this, but for anybody who's new and listening, and this show, I've been trying to change these to podcasts, like in terms of like the YouTube podcast thing. All you got to do is make a square thumbnail and then change your playlist to a podcast. So this show is now a podcast. I didn't do Winning 2024 that way. I figure 2024 is behind us. Who wants to go back and listen to that, right? But I did do Unveiling Reality like that. I did do Unrig the Game like that. And I made a special one for parts 3 and 4 of Drone Apocalypse 2024, where I degrifted Stephen Greer forever. And that's the name of the playlist. But man, we got to talk about him more. He's too much fun. I love his little imagination stories. And by the way, speaking of which, next Wednesday, we'll do it. Next Wednesday, we're going to do it again on Unveiling Reality. A very special series, one that I'm going to add to that playlist, where we're going to, it's Disclosure Watch featuring Dr. Stephen Greer, right? And, that's the day. He said that the guy's going to come out that day and tell us all about the rogue military, corporate, underground black ops, 1,000 years of alien technology shooting down UFO people that are going to come forward with 0 point energy and save the world. So we got to make sure that we keep an eye on that. I mean, that's big stuff, right? That's big stuff. Yep. And we got to make sure that we play it safe as well. And we got to make sure that we are ready when we do that, in case there is any kind of zebra alert, right? So I hope you guys have gotten your zebra avatars ready. Should we do a test run here? Should we do a test run? We haven't had any zebra alerts yet, but in case you forgot, if there is a zebra alert, if you do not have a zebra avatar, right, you're online, then a Marine will show up and shoot you in the face. So you have to be careful about that, right? Because that's the first, it's exactly. The first thing that happens is the Marines just take out everybody that doesn't have a zebra badge on, right? And that's just for, that's for your safety. That's for national security reasons. You guys gotta kill all the people in the room, even though they're working diligently and they're on the same team as you, but they don't have the zebra badge, right? They got to go. And that's the danger of a zebra alert. But it's an important thing, evidently, according to Dr. Stephen Greer. It's an important thing for national security. And of course, right after that, what you do is from your key centralized base where everything happens, you get on the phone with the enemy and ask them what's going on. That's the first thing you do. So if it's a zebra alert, make sure that you have your zebra emojis ready. I mean, your zebra badges ready, because if it sounds off, you have to immediately change your avatar to a zebra badge here. This is my zebra badge, right? And that way we are well protected and nothing bad will happen to you. All right. So as we talk about Greer and his stuff, anytime a zebra alert can go off. But next Wednesday, the 15th, the big day, we'll be checking in to see if Dr. Stephen Greer's wild fantasy comes true. And it'll be fun. So tune in to laugh and have a good time and await the disclosure we've been waiting for our entire lives. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Wait, what? I got going 3 minutes and now I want to know what the no. Dude. Okay, so now everybody knows you didn't watch parts 3 and 4 of Drone Apocalypse 2024 Daisy. I'm embarrassed for you. I'm sorry. If you didn't watch that, you got to go watch it. I got a special playlist now. I got a special playlist. I got to go find it because my playlist, my link dropper tonight is under the weather. So I'm going to go get it. It's, why is it? Oh, there it is. There it is. It's in podcast form. Shareable link. I guess they still show up as playlist too, because I had checked my homepage and that was there. All right, let's do it over here. Is this for Daisy? Especially for you. Especially for you. There you go. And anybody else who wants to rewatch that awesome, there's 2 awesome streams. They're well worth your time if you haven't seen them. Like, really, just put them on when you want a good laugh. And you want to realize how many people fall for that bullshit. It is so funny. It's like when you slow that guy down and you realize what he's talking about. I'm in the wrong business, man. I could have been making millions doing this bullshit. I couldn't live with myself. God, why? Why do I have this conscience? Why? Yeah, and took the wrong drugs or something. All right. But yeah, hey Scott, what's up? Hot Vic in the house. What's going on? Did you have a swinging in? There you go. There's just swinging in on the chandelier post right there. Chat post, whatever you want to call it. Chat. All right. So, and in case you need a zebra badge, I have it on the general and the Discord. So if you do Discord, you can get your zebra badge there. Just take a copy of it. Make sure you have it at the ready. And we will hang on tight for this wild ride. All right. It's Scott. There he is. Whoa, what's up? What is going on? I'm lucky to be awake here tonight. Work's been rough. Surprised cops didn't have to come out. Oh, Jesus. How rough is your work? Man. I know work gets rough, but man, thank God the cops didn't have to come. Work was so rough today. Thank God the cops didn't have to show up. Then nobody died. Well, that's good. We're glad you're safe and happy, Daisy girl. We're glad. And now you have that awesome playlist right there to go listen to get caught up. And then you will know the essence and the meaning of the words. Where's it at? Zebra alert. That's it. Yeah. Zebra alert. All right. As I'm sure all the military here that hang out with us, and I love it, each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being part of this. Already know fully what a zebra alert is. I mean, hopefully they teach you that on the first day. I mean, by the way, guys, we may have a zebra alert in your bag. You will find your zebra badge. You will apply it to your lapel in the case of a zebra alert, or you will be shot in the face. Yep. See, Wolfram knows. He's well trained. Well trained. You must survive your first zebra alert. Luckily Dr. Stephen Greer doesn't go anywhere without his zebra badge because that's how he survived it. And nah, it was a third day. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. That makes sense. They just keep you out of any zones where a zebra alert may go down. Because you could be a zebra alert specialist too. That could happen. All right. Well, how did that happen? But there we go. Whoop. All right, 30 minutes in. Let's go. Let's get this party started. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let me give you the next president of the United States, Donald J. Trump. And
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be with you. Many things are happening that are exciting, very exciting for our country. And we're honored to welcome one of the most respected business leaders in the Middle East, indeed the world. He's a founder and chairman of Damac Properties, Hussein Sejwani, very respected gentleman. And I'm thrilled to announce today that Damac will be investing at least $20 billion over a very short period of time
yes,
into the United States, and they may
20
go
billion, baby.
double or even somewhat more than double that amount of money. It's a great thing, and
I love it how
believe
he
he
does
will
that.
say that he's doing
He's like,
it
yeah, he's always going to get a little bit more, right? He's always going to get a little bit more. He's like, but he's investing that money or even more once I'm through with him. Watch, he's going to do it here in a second too.
because of the fact that he was very inspired by the election. They wouldn't do it without that election. I can tell you a lot of people wouldn't. You saw last week where we have somebody who's going to go from 100 to $200 billion.
See how I'm talking about? See how I did that? You see how that works? You see how that works? Man, he just like, yeah, right at the press conference we had it. He's like, he's going to invest $100 billion. But right now I'm going to ask you to invest $200 billion, please. And he was like, well, I will do my best. See, there you go. See, he said he'd do it. And now he's like, you can see he went from 100 to 200 just like that. He can do it.
And we have many other people, and we'll be bringing some of them out. Some of them like to do it somewhat more quietly, and some don't. And they feel so strongly about the country that they want to let people know about it. But it's an honor to have such a great investor investing in our country. The investment will support massive new data centers across the Midwest, the Sun Belt area, and also to keep America on the cutting edge of technology and artificial intelligence. He's very big into the data centers, and that's going to be a very hot item in the coming years, as you know, with AI in particular. The first phase of the project will be in Texas, Arizona, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Ohio, Illinois, Michigan, and Indiana, those places. And Hussein, I'd love you to come up and say a few words. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's been amazing news for me and my family when he was elected in November. We've been waiting 4 years to increase our investments in U.S. to a very large amount of money. We are a company operating in more than 20 countries around the world. We have delivered more than 45,000 luxury units and another 45,000 in the pipeline. In data center, we are in 10 countries around the world, in Asia, Europe, and Middle East. And we're very, very excited now with his leadership and his open strategy and policy to encourage businesses to come to U.S.
Right.
For the last 4 years, we've been waiting for this moment. And we're planning to invest $20 billion and even more than that.
You're
the
okay,
opportunity
dude.
in the market
Right
allows.
here.
But at the moment, we're planning $20 billion in data center, catering for the AI and cloud business for the hyperscalers.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Mr.
Great
President.
honor. Thank you very much. So nice.
I mean, that's a kind of an understatement. Again, we've been watching and talking about this forever, but dude, the AI, robotics, all that shit, this stuff's coming. Like I look at this stuff every day. Like I know I don't come over here and talk about it. I'm not doing Tech Reality Tuesdays anymore or anything like that. But I look at it every day. Like I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to fit into this new AI world. Is my craft, my skill set will surely be eroded by it, and it will be replaced by it. So don't think that I'm not right there on the edge of this trying to figure it out myself. But man, it's going so fast, dude. It's going so fast. Take it from a tech dude, 20, 30 years old. I don't know how long I've been doing it now. It's moving faster than anything I've ever seen. Like honestly. So anything like this is good news for us. We want that stuff here. We want that stuff here. It's really in every way, shape, and form. You know, especially the robotics too. You know, we need that here. We're lucky we have Tesla here, right? Because most of the stuff I'm talking about is outside the United States. But man, thank God we have a lot of people here who are getting on board with it. And if you're a tech guy and you've been doing it a long time, you need to start thinking about how you're going to transition into your new career, find your niche, start learning stuff, man. I'm telling you, do it now while you still can catch the wave, because the wave's gonna crest fast, man. It's gonna crest fast. Yeah, I even feel like I'm behind. Like I should have been doing this stuff a year ago. Yeah. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. Breaking news: Winning gets sucked into the Matrix. News at 11. Yeah, that happened a long time ago, my friend.
And that man knows what he's doing. He knows. So, Hussein, we're going to work with you and make sure everything goes smoothly. We have powers that haven't really been used in terms of environmental. If you invest over $1 billion in the United States, we're going to give expedited reviews to everybody, because everyone's afraid they're going to come in and get caught in the quagmire, which is very prevalent in the United States, unfortunately, the quagmire of environmental and various other regulations and rules. And I made it a point of telling people, if you invest $1 billion or more, and we'll do this for people with far less too, but we guarantee it, we're going to move them quickly through the environmental process. Sometimes people held up 12, 13, 14, 15 years. I saw it with plants in Louisiana where I got it approved in literally a week. They were through the review in 1 week after spending 14 and a half years trying to get it, and they were going nowhere. It was a terrible thing. So I've been a victim of that myself over the years. And I think I know all the games and all the tricks that are played. And much of it is just done to stop progress. So we're going to be helping you and everybody else that comes to the United States and wants to invest their money, that you don't get tied up for the rest of your life and you can't do anything. This commitment further underscores that many of the greatest business leaders on earth are seeing a very bright economic future for America since the election. As you know, a lot of positive things have happened. We are inheriting a difficult situation from the outgoing administration, and they're trying everything they can to make it more difficult.
Yeah, they are.
Inflation is continuing to rage,
too. God.
and interest rates are far too high. And I've been disappointed to see the Biden administration's attempt to block the reforms of the American people and that they voted for. We had a landslide election. We won every swing state. We won the popular vote by millions and millions of people. Nobody even knows how many people, millions. And they're still counting in some areas. You know, they're still counting the vote in some areas. Can you believe this?
That's ridiculous.
What a place. What a horrible place. One of the things we're going to do is we've got to fix the election so that we get honest counts and they get done by 10 o'clock in the evening or something up thereabouts. Yeah. There are places
kind of like we could do 10 years ago,
votes.
20 years ago.
President Biden's actions yesterday on offshore drilling, banning offshore drilling, will not stand. I will reverse it immediately. It'll be done immediately.
Yep.
And we will drill, baby, drill. We're going to be drilling in a lot of other locations, and the energy costs are going to come way down. They'll be brought down to a very low level, and that's going to bring everything else down. That's what caused it to go up, along with the ridiculous spending on the Green New Scam. All this money, trillions of dollars. It's like throwing it right out the window, what they're doing. And they're trying to spend so much now. They're just taking money and giving it to anybody that wants it for any project at all, if it's certified under the Green New Scam. And they don't work, and it's too expensive.
Maybe I need to come up with a Green New Scam idea, get some money from the government before Biden gets out. You have to pay that money back? Did they just give it to you? Is it just like, here you go? It's yours. Good luck. We're all counting on you.
And, they told me that we're going to do everything possible to make this transition to the new administration very smooth. It's not smooth because they're doing that. They're playing with the courts, as you know. They've been playing with the courts for 4 years, probably got me more votes because I got the highest number of votes ever gotten by a Republican, by far, actually, by a lot. And, we had a great election, so I guess it didn't work. But even to this day, they're playing with the courts. They have their friendly judges that like to try and make everybody happy on the Democrat side. It's called lawfare. It's called weaponization of justice, and it's happened at a level nobody's ever seen before. So many. I defeated deranged Jack Smith. He's a deranged individual. I guess he's on his way back to The Hague, and we won those cases. Those were the biggest ones. And the press made such a big deal out of them, but we did nothing wrong. We did nothing wrong on anything. And the people saw that. You know, when they vote when a Republican, it's not easy for a Republican. When the Republican wins the popular vote by millions and wins all 7 of the swing states, people said, well, he could win 4. We won all 7, and we won them by a lot. That tells you we won. That tells you, and they've been watching this injustice.
Right, crowd?
I call it the Injustice Department. What they've done is so bad. The whole world has watched that. And it took work, but it got me a lot of votes because when explained, I mean, we have a judge in New York who's a very crooked judge. I'm under a gag order. I can't even talk about aspects of the case that are the most vital aspects.
And they threw.
Do you know that
They threw Joe's case out too. Joe was trying to ungag you, sir. Joe, that's Joe Neerman of Good Logic. He was trying his best. He was up all night. He was typing and, you know, getting super chats and all that stuff. And then he went down there in person. He combed his hair and put on a tie. He went down there and they threw it out. You know, they threw it out. Bunch of bullshit.
The president-elect of the United States of America. I'm a former very successful president. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country. We had borders that were sealed and beautiful. We had everything was good. We had no wars. We defeated ISIS. We had no wars. Now I'm going into a world that's burning with Russia and Ukraine, with Israel. You took a look at that attack on October 7th, the attack on Israel, with the horrible way they got out. Not the fact that they got out. I would have been out before them. But we would have been out of Afghanistan with dignity and strength as opposed to looking like a bunch of fools with 13 dead and many, many badly, horrifically injured. Nobody ever talks about them. No arms, no legs. Nobody ever talks about them. The way they got out was outrageous, leaving billions of dollars of brand new military equipment that I bought in the hands of the Afghans and specifically the Taliban. It's the group. And we were doing very well. We would have been out. We would have been respected. I think it's one of the reasons it was so badly handled, that withdrawal, where people are jumping onto airplanes, falling off the sides of airplanes when they're 3,000 feet in the air. And nobody's ever seen anything like that. The worst.
Nope.
And because of that, I think Russia went and attacked Ukraine. When they saw that, they said, these guys are incompetent.
It was definitely Biden's fault.
But we know what we're doing now. And that's going to all end. And we have a great military. I defeated ISIS, as you know. We're in no wars. I just finished a couple. And we got also our soldiers guarding
ISIS part
Syria and Turkey. We're in the middle. We had 5,000 soldiers. They would have been gobbled up with 2 armies. We had one army, 300,000. We had another one, 500,000 or 600,000, getting ready. We had 5,000 people in the middle. I said to a general, how do 5,000 people do in that case? And the general just looked at me and said, not well, sir, not well. And I took him out. And you know what happened? Nothing. I got criticized. I saved 5,000 lives, actually. And we did a great job, and we're going to do an even better job because now we have a tremendous amount of experience. We have people that I can rely on. But the 625 million acres, people can't realize. It's like
that's right, Ronnie.
The whole ocean. Take an acre. You know, an acre. You have a house on a half an acre, on a quarter of an acre, or an acre. If you have an acre, you have a big deal. Now you multiply that by 625 million acres. It's like, feels like the whole ocean. And that's our strength, you know. People can say we manufacture, we don't manufacture. The thing we have oil and gas more than anybody in the world. We're going to have more of it too.
Mm-hmm.
But they took away 625 million acres of offshore drilling. Nobody else does that. And they think they have it, but we'll put it back. I'm going to put it back on day one. I'm going to have it revoked on day one. We'll go immediately if we need to. I don't think we should have to go to the courts. But if we do have to go to the courts, you know, they try to be sneaky. They go in and they sign. Remember, this is a man that said he wants the transition to be smooth. Well, you don't do the kind of things. You don't have a judge working real hard to try and embarrass you.
They
I
lie.
did nothing wrong. By the way, I did nothing, absolutely nothing wrong.
That's
if I did something wrong, I wouldn't be standing here right now because I've won all these cases. Nobody's ever won so many cases as I have against the Justice Department.
Another record.
I mean, Jackson,
Another record.
cases all over the place. People were being subpoenaed. Lives were being ruined. They were spending everything they had, money. We were helping them out. We had to. They were subpoenaing people that had no idea what they were even talking about. That's a sick group of people. And it was all to influence the election. It was all a fight against a political opponent. We've never had that in this country. We have had that in certain countries. We've had that in third-tier countries. We've had that in banana republics, but we've never had that in a place like the United States. I don't even know if it's been on a small level. I'm sure it has been on a small level, but this was the largest level ever. They brought this moron out of The Hague. He's a mean guy. He's a mean, nasty guy. His picture was perfect because you look at his picture, you say, that's a bad guy with his robe, his purple robe. and he executes people. He shouldn't be allowed to execute people because he'll execute everybody. He's a nut job. But we won all of those
Total nut
cases
job.
with him. And I mean, I don't know the judge in Florida, but we had a brilliant judge in Florida that saw right through it. And we won the case. She was a brilliant judge with great courage. You know, the left, as we call them, the radical left, they have a way, they play the ref, and they play it very hard. They play the ref. They go and say horrible things about judges and prosecutors. And some judges and prosecutors say, look, the only way I'm going to get these people off my back is to give victory to them. They're playing the ref. I think it's illegal what they do. It's almost like talking. It's worse than talking to a judge. But the judge in Florida, Judge Cannon, was brilliant and tough, and she didn't stand for it. And I don't know her. And never met her until the case. And I don't believe I said even one word to her. But she was very, very strong and very, very brilliant. And her opinion was so brilliant that they dropped their appeal. They couldn't beat the appeal. So that's what we're up against. So they say we're going to have a smooth transition. All they do is talk. It's all talk.
Let's talk.
Everything they do is talk. We're going to have a smooth transition. And then they take 625 million acres and they essentially landmark it so you can't ever drill there again. Well, we're going to be drilling soon.
Sorry.
We're going to be opening up Anwar. We're going to be
We'll be
doing
getting
all
rid of
sorts
that.
of things that
Anwar is so
nobody ever thought was
important,
even
sir.
possible.
Anwar.
But remember when, and just to get off the subject, because I couldn't believe it when I heard it yesterday.
That's
I
right,
couldn't believe
Ronnie.
the size of it. I mean, put down a map and put this up. It's just massive. And remember that that's worth probably, I mean, I've had estimates,
That's
40
right.
to 50 trillion
$357.
dollars. That's more than our national debt. Essentially, he's thrown it away. He's thrown it away. He's taken $50 trillion. So if we owe 35 trillion, he's taken $50 trillion of value and thrown it right out the window. We can't do that. Nobody can do that. One other thing he did yesterday, which was in many ways worse. It's hard to believe it can be worse. He wants all gas heaters out of your homes and apartments. He wants them to be replaced by essentially electric heaters. I don't know what.
Can you imagine? Do you know how like ridiculous that is? You talk about like ripping furnaces out of every place in America. Think about that. Gas furnaces. That's what we talk about. He wants to put in air pumps or whatever. You know, the electric version of it, right? Every house, every apartment building, every office building, every business, all of them, all the furnaces gone. You think Carrier and Goodman and all those other places that their whole business is furnaces, and all the people who service them, who install them, who come back and make sure they keep running, all those people and the gas company. And there's gas. Right? He wants to get gas out of every house and run on electricity. What a moron. Okay. That's never going to happen. Then why would you even bring something like that up? You know, it's like, I want to get all the glass out of every house and replace it with this, see-through plastic. That's what I want to do. I'm going to get rid of all the glass in every house in America and every business. That's basically what he's saying. Basically saying, I'm going to take something that is everywhere and replace it with something else. Yeah. Like, how are you going to pay for that? You're going to force Scott and 357 and Ronnie and everybody else to pay for your new air pump. You know, I should know what these things are called. Am I saying it right, guys? It's air pump, right? It's like when you have it pumps the air in and heats it up with electricity. And it's basically the same damn thing as your AC unit. So some places have it, right? Some places have it, but I mean, does not raise the price of electricity and the need for electricity way up. And it's not a geopump. It's literally, I think it's literally called an air pump. But anyways, yeah. I mean, why would you even say something that stupid? I'm going to replace all the grass with moss, right? We have to do this to save the planet. We're going to rip up all the grass that everybody has in their yard, and we're going to put moss down. And that's going to save the planet. Right? So that's what we're going to do. Like, yeah, I'm going to rip out every furnace in America. Right? Out of every place in the world. That's what he's saying. Right? That's what Biden wants to do. And then put in an electric heat pump. It's a heat pump. That's what it's called. Electric heat pump. Thank you. Someone said it right there. Yeah. It's heat pump. Yeah. Heat pump. The heat pump. Right? Yeah. And then what? Then we have brownouts and blackouts from us using too much electricity. Where are we supposed to get that from? The sun and wind? What an idiot.
what it is with electric. This guy loves electric. We're going to be ending the electric car mandate quickly, by the way. This guy loves electric, and
He
we don't
loves
have
it.
enough electricity. And then we have AI where we need more, and he wants everybody to have an electric heater instead of a gas heater. Gas heater is much less expensive. The heat is much better. It's a much better heat. As the expression goes, you don't itch.
It's
Does anybody
smoother.
have a heater where you go and you're scratching? And that's what they want you to have. They don't want you to have
They
gas
want
where
the
you
old
don't have the
scratchy
problems
heater.
of the electric. And the source is plentiful. They're much cheaper to operate. They're much better. They work much better. They look much better. 60% of homes and apartments have gas heaters. He wants them all removed quickly. These people are crazy. There's something wrong with them.
There's something
There's
wrong
something
with
wrong
them.
with them. They
That's
also want to go
ridiculous.
back, and they have already started that, to when you buy a faucet, no water comes out because they want to preserve. Even in
No
areas that have so
water.
much water, you don't know what to
There's
do. It's
no
called rain.
water
Comes down
faucet.
comes down from heaven.
Strips.
And they want to do no water comes out of the shower. It goes drip, drip, drip. So what happens? You're in the shower 10 times as long. No water comes out of the faucet. You want to wash your hands. They want to go back to even stronger than what they have right now. As you know, I ended that policy. You can have all the water you want. Makes no difference.
Thank you.
Especially in certain areas, we have so much water, we don't know what to do with it.
You have a freedom. You have a
But
right
these
to
are all
water.
things. They want very, very little water to go into your dishwasher, almost none. And you know what people do? They just keep pressing, keep it going. They end up using more water.
And
Likewise,
electricity.
washing machines. They want in your washing machine to have very little water coming out of the washing machine. So when you wash your clothing, you have to wash it 4 times instead of once. You end up using more water. We're a party of common sense, and things that I'm telling you now is really all about common sense. On January 20th, we'll turn the economy around very quickly, because right now when I think of our economy, I think about inflation. That's what we have. We have inflation, I believe, at a level that we never had before. There's never been anything like it. And over the next 4 years, the United States is going to take off like a rocket ship. But really, it's already doing it. If you take a look, just last month, SoftBank announced the $200 billion. I think it'll be 200. He said between 100. And I said, how about making it 200? And he sort of said yes. But let's say it's 100, but it might be 200, right, Brian?
Right.
Dollars, United States, creating more than 100,000 jobs. Hussein just announced a tremendous investment that he's going to make, and that's money that's in the bank. He's going to come and do it, and he'll do a great job, and he'll build the best centers in the country, I guarantee, because I know the way he builds. Since my election, the stock market has set records. The S&P 500 index has broken above
Right,
6,000 points for the first time ever, never even close. In a single month, small business optimism soared 41 points. It's not at 41. It went up 41 points. And that's the largest in the 39-year history of the group that does it. According to Gallup, the American people's confidence in the economy has just surged to the highest level in history. That's why I have a news conference like that. I take the greatest business leaders in the world. I say, hey, do you want to say you're going to invest the money? They're not looking for news conferences. They're saying, what am I doing here? They go in and they invest money. But it's good to know where the smartest business people in the world are investing, and they're investing in the United States. So we've done this all in 2 months of not being there. We haven't been there.
Oh, no, you're not.
And it's pretty amazing. And we think we're going to do some really great things, really great things. We're being respected again all over the world. The Panama Canal is a disgrace, what took place at the Panama Canal. Jimmy Carter gave it to them for $1, and they were supposed to treat us well. I thought it was a terrible thing to do. It was the most expensive structure ever built in the history of our country, relatively. It would be the equivalent of substantially over $1 trillion today. We lost 38,000 people. Think of it, 38,000 people, they died from malaria, mosquitoes. They were unable to stop the mosquitoes. They paid people 5 times more to take the job. Many of those people died. We gave it away for $1. But the deal was that, they have to treat us fairly. They don't treat us fairly. They charge more for our ships than they charge for ships of other countries. They charge more for our Navy than they charge for navies of other countries. They laugh at us because they think we're stupid, but we're not stupid anymore. So the Panama Canal is under discussion with them right now. They violated every aspect of the agreement, and they morally violated it also.
Give it back. It's ours.
And they want our help because it's leaking and not in good repair. And they want us to give $3 billion to help fix it. I said, well, why don't you get the money from China? Because China's basically taken it over. China's at both ends of the Panama Canal. China's running the Panama Canal. And they come to see this Biden, this guy who should never have been allowed even to run for president.
Right.
Of course, he shouldn't have either, because that never happened. I had to be 2 people, not 1. But they want $3 billion to fix the Panama Canal that's run by China and makes a lot of money, China. One of the most profitable structures ever built, because you have ships lined up back to Florida, frankly, and they just keep going through. And The numbers are staggering, $500,000 to $1 million a ship. And they took it away from us, meaning we gave it to them for $1. But
$1.
not going to happen. What they've done to us, they've overcharged our ships, overcharged our Navy. And then when they need repair money, they come to the United States to put it up. We get nothing. Those days
We
are
have
over.
some money, please.
Working with the Republican majorities in Congress, will cut taxes, slash regulations, raise wages, and boost incomes at a pace the world has not seen before, and certainly
Do
not
it.
from our country.
Create jobs.
We had a big chunk of it for the first 3 years of prior to COVID coming in my administration. We had the greatest economy in history. We cut the most regulations in the history of our country, and I did that all in 4 years, by 4 times more than any other president cut. We did that in 4 years, and we were just getting started. We'll impose new tariffs so that
Nice.
the products
Hold
in our
on.
stores will once again be stamped with those beautiful words, "Made in the USA." And we are not
USA,
treated well, as
baby.
you know, by Canada. Canada is subsidized to the tune of about $200 billion a year, plus other things. They don't essentially have a military. They have a very small military. They rely on our military. It's all fine, but they got to pay for that. It's very unfair. I have so many great friends. One of them is the great one, Wayne Gretzky. I said, "Run for prime minister. You'll
The
win."
great one.
It'll take 2 seconds. But he said, "Well, am I going to run for prime minister or governor? You tell me." I said, "I don't know. Let's make it governor. I like it better." But no, something's going to have to be done. Same thing with Mexico. We have a massive deficit with Mexico, and we help Mexico a lot. They're essentially run by the cartels, and can't let that happen. Mexico's really in trouble, a lot of trouble. Very dangerous place. And we're going to be announcing at a future date pretty soon. We're going to change, because we do most of the work there and it's ours. We're going to be changing, sort of the opposite of Biden, where he's closing everything up, essentially getting rid of $50 to $60 trillion worth of assets. We're going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
There it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Gulf of America. The Gulf of America is on the way. How excited are you for the Gulf of America? Let me know in the comments below or in the chat if you're listening live. Gulf of America. It'll be a little bit longer to spell it. We'll have to remake the maps and the globes because we live on a round planet. But yeah, Gulf of America. Why didn't we think of that? How did it get named the Gulf of Mexico anyways? Because it was like next to Mexico, or Mexico had the most coastline on it. Is that true? How did it get the name Gulf of Mexico? Does it belong to Mexico? It kind of makes it sound like it belongs to Mexico, doesn't it? Right? But it doesn't belong to Mexico. We do all the work in it. It's ours. It's our territory. It's the Gulf of America, damn it. It's strange how local governments deal with legislation and WADA. I know. Yes, laugh away. I'll be laughing all the way to the Gulf of America, damn it.
Which has a beautiful ring that covers a lot of
It has a
territory. The
beautiful
Gulf
ring.
of America. What a beautiful name. And it's appropriate.
It is.
Appropriate. And Mexico has to stop allowing millions of people to pour into our country. They can stop them. And we're going to put very serious tariffs on Mexico and Canada, because Canada, they come through Canada too. And the drugs that are coming through are at record numbers. So we're going to make up for that by putting tariffs
Gulf
on
of
Mexico
America,
and Canada.
baby.
Substantial tariffs. And we want to get along with everybody, but they have to. It takes two to tango.
It's hard to get along with everybody.
We're approaching the dawn of America's golden age. It's going to be a golden age for America. We have things that nobody else has. We have more natural resources. We have number one. Nobody knew that until I came along. I made us number one. We were number three. I made us number one in a very short period of time in drilling. And you can talk about windmills. They litter our country. They're littered all over our country, like dropping paper, like dropping garbage in a field. And that's what happens to them, because in a period of time, they turn to garbage. Most expensive energy ever. They only work if you get subsidy. The only people that want them are the people that are getting rich off windmills, getting massive subsidies from the U.S. government. And it's the most expensive energy there is. It's many, many times more expensive than clean natural gas. So we're going to try and have a policy where no windmills are being built. Off the coast of New Jersey, they want to build like 200 windmills. The people are going crazy. Nobody wants them.
Of
And they're
course,
very expensive.
New
They don't work
Jersey.
without subsidy. You don't want energy that needs
New
subsidy.
Jersey, they'll
Energy's
do
a good
anything.
business. You
They'll
don't need
fall for
subsidy.
anything.
But when you build
The
these
sense of
massive
New Jersey,
towers, and they're
they'll find a way to make
25
money off
stories
of
tall,
it.
40 stories, they have 170 stories tall. The blades, they take 3 ships to ship them. It's crazy. They're dangerous. You see what's happening up in the Massachusetts area with the whales, where they had 2 whales wash ashore in, I think, a 17-year period. And now they had 14 this season. The windmills are driving the whales crazy,
The
obviously.
windmills are dread. They are. Dude, save a whale, destroy a windmill. Like, if you want to save the whales, where are the save the whales people? Where are the save the whales people at this critical moment in whale history? Where are the goddamn save the whales people? What happened to them? I think they ran off with the save the rainforest people. Like, what we need to bring them back. Where are the save the whales people? Windmills are killing our whales. If you want to save a whale, you need to take down those windmills. Take them down.
And they had actually over, I think, 125 or something over a number of years. And we don't want that to happen. It's a disaster. It's amazing the way a true environmentalist would say, "Oh, we love wind." It sounds good, but that's about where it ends. After 10 years, you have to redo them. And what happens is they don't do that. They let them stand and they rust. And they say, because of the environment, I'm not a believer in this, but they say you can't, because it's a certain fiberglass, that the blades cannot be buried in earth. That's an environment. So what do you do with them? What do you do with them?
Shoot them into space.
And I don't know if you've ever gone to Palm Springs, California.
Burn them. That's good for the atmosphere. Burn them.
Any of these places where you have long-term windmills standing, they're a disaster. They're rusting, rotting, closed, falling down. This is as you enter Palm Springs. And they put new ones next to them because nobody wants to take them down, because why should they take them down? It's very expensive to take them down. And you can't do anything with them because the blades, you can't bury them because of the environmental protection. We'll look at that. Doesn't make sense, but that's what they say. So we are at the beginning.
We can bury them in China. They don't have the EPA. Let's just bury them in China. We can make a new wall.
Beginning of a great, beautiful golden age of business. And I think we're also at a golden age of common sense, because everything I'm saying to you,
That'd be great.
from a simple water faucet that doesn't allow water to come out
Next stop, logic.
appropriately, to all of the other elements of what we do and what we're going to do, to take 50 to 60 trillion dollars off our country's balance sheet because some man that has no idea what he's doing, has no idea. You know it. I know it. The Democrats know it. What they did is a crime by allowing that to happen.
They know it.
And I'll bet you, if you asked him today,
but hate clouds
how much
everything.
acreage did you submit? Essentially, did you destroy? You destroyed the economic viability of drilling in the ocean. And with AI coming along and all, a lot of people don't realize that AI is going to be a big thing, but you'll need double the electricity at least that we have right now. So right now we produce electricity for many, many different things. AI is a very big deal in terms of the future. China is already building electric facilities, big, bold electric facilities. And you know how they're being fired up? With coal.
Yep.
They're being fired up with coal.
Yep.
And
they're using those goddamn windmill propellers to burn them too. They're burning those things to get electricity because they know that they're crap. So what we don't sell to America, we'll just burn. We'll just burn them. Windmill graveyard. Yeah. Save a whale, burn a windmill.
We're going to build bigger and better ones. People like Hussein that are doing the same thing as he is. I'll bet they don't do it as well because I know how he does it, but they're doing a lot of things. The problem is they can't get their permits because I say build the plant with the building. So with the structure, build the plant, because if you go into grids are old. So they said, that's a great idea. In other words, build your electric facility alongside of your plant. And you could have extra output if you want, because once you build it, you can make it larger pretty inexpensively. You could have extra output, which you'll sell to the public, but build it with the plant. And people are loving that idea. So we're going to have a lot of fun making America great again. And it's going to happen, I think, very, very quickly. It's already happened. So I would say this, and this has been pretty openly reported by the news. There's never been anything like what's happened in the list since we won the election. A couple of months since we won the election, the whole perception of the whole world is different. People from other countries have called me. They said, thank you. Thank you. The perception of the whole world
mummy
is different. We're going to have to settle some big problems that are going on right now. We're
Kamala
going to have to settle up with Russia, Ukraine. That's a disaster. I look at numbers every week, the number of people being killed in that war. People don't know, mostly soldiers now. But the towns have been obliterated. This was a Biden fiasco that he got that should have never happened. If we had a real president, if we had a president that knew what he was doing, Russia would have never, ever gone in. But
Nope.
they did go in, and we have a mess. The cities are all blown up. The people have largely left, and the soldiers are killing each other at levels that haven't been seen since the Second World War.
Dang.
So we'll have to get that one straightened out too. That's a tough one.
Let's
Much
go.
tougher than it would have been before it started. I can tell you that.
Well, he did say he would get it settled before he is. I'm gonna give him all the leeway he wants. Believe me, you know. But I would like to see it ended before you take office, just so you can come through on that. That's for you, Mr. President. That's not for me. That's not for them. I want you to settle it before you get inaugurated. I want that to be the big gift you give to America. Tell you what, January 20th is gonna be an awesome day, but January 21st is gonna be even better. Yeah. Yeah.
The deal could have been made just by an average deal maker. Deal could have been made on that. So thank you all for coming. We'll take a couple of questions. Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead, please.
Think about
Thank
yeah.
you. Wanted to touch on the world on fire that you mentioned, but let's start, if we could, with your.
Okay, so you guys want to take a minute here to see how many good questions will he get and how many total bullshit, like narrative operative questions you think he'll get? Like what percentage, right? What percentage are we looking at here? You think he's gonna get mainly good questions? You think he's gonna get like 50%? Or you think it's gonna be like lopsided, like, you know, Jim Acosta level questioning, like, which is the absolute worst, you know? Mr. President, somebody says you're a racist. How do you respond to that? But you know, leading questions and bullshit, think they'll stay on point. Let's keep track of all the good ones and the bad ones. What do you say? All right, let's see. Okay, question number 1. Wonder who got to go first.
References to Greenland and the Panama Canal. So what?
Oh, talking about Greenland and the Panama Canal. I know I talked over it, so we'll go back.
If we could, wanted to touch on the world on fire that you mentioned, but
What happened to people introducing themselves? Hi, I'm Larry from the Globe News, you know?
let's start, if we could, with your references to Greenland and the Panama Canal. So what, can you assure the world that as you try to get control of these areas, you are not going to use military or economic coercion?
No.
And can you tell us a little bit about what your plan is? Are you going to negotiate a new treaty? Are you going to ask the Canadians to hold a vote? What is the strategy?
I can't assure you. You're talking about Panama and Greenland. No, I can't assure you on either of those two. But I can say this: we need them for economic security. The Panama Canal was built for our military. I'm not going to commit to that now. It might be that you'll have to do something. Look, the Panama Canal is vital to our country. It's being operated by China. And we gave the Panama Canal to Panama. We didn't give it to China. And they've abused it. They've abused that gift. It should have never been made, by the way. Giving the Panama Canal is why Jimmy Carter lost the election, in my opinion, more so maybe than the hostages. The hostages were a big deal.
Yeah.
But if you remember, and nobody wants to talk about the Panama Canal now because, you know, it's inappropriate, I guess, but because it's a bad part
Talk
of
about it. It's
the Carter legacy. But
talking about
he was a
Panama
good man.
Canal.
Look, he was a
back in
good man. I
cash.
knew him a little bit, and he was a very fine person. But that was a big mistake. Giving the Panama Canal to Panama was a very big mistake. We lost 38,000 people. It cost us the equivalent of $1 trillion, maybe more than that. Probably the most expensive. They say it was the most expensive structure, if we call it a structure, which I guess you can, ever built. And giving that away was a horrible thing. And I believe that's why Jimmy Carter lost the election, even more so than the hostages. Those two things.
On Ukraine and
Economy
Iran,
third.
negotiations you'll be heading into. On Ukraine, you said just before it's a lot more complicated now.
Much more complicated.
Do you believe?
Because it would have never started.
Right, but it has started. It's
Well, not only started, the cities are largely knocked down.
So you've
they're
got
like,
what you've got. At this point, would you, to hold on to leverage in dealing with President Putin, would you make a commitment to the Ukrainians that you will keep supporting them during the negotiations?
well, I wouldn't.
This is a terrible question. It's a leading question. This goes into the bullshit category. Would you make a commitment? Can I get you on the record stating something? So I can have headlines? Can I get you? Can I corner you? Because, you know, I think that I'm, you know, like you're not smart enough to realize what I'm doing.
Tell you if
Would
that were the
would you
case.
make a commitment to provide a security guarantee if they do enter into a?
Who are you? You work for the Ukraine or something? Like, would you make a commitment? Would you do this? You making a deal? You're the deal reporter, right? What kind of question is this? This is a plant question. Would you make a commitment? Would you tell us exactly what you're going to do and make a commitment to it so we can hold you to it?
Armistice or a ceasefire along the lines of the French and the Germans.
So, you know, a big part of the problem was Russia for many, many years, long before Putin said you could never have NATO involved with Ukraine. Now they've said that that's been like written in stone. And somewhere along the line, Biden said, no, they should be able to join NATO. Well, then Russia has somebody right on their doorstep, and I could understand their feeling about that. But there were a lot of mistakes made in that negotiation. And when I heard the way that Biden was negotiating, I said, you're going to end up in a war. And it turned out to be a very bad war. And it could escalate. That war could escalate to be much worse than it is right now.
They can never join NATO.
Well, my view is that it was always understood. In fact, I believe that they had a deal, and then Biden broke it. They had a deal.
I mean, it's one country. What good does NATO do? It's one country, and the NATO is supposed to protect everybody from Russia and Europe. Is that what's supposed to happen? Right? Well, if Russia says we won't do anything as long as you don't let Ukraine, our border nation, it literally means the border. Ukraine means the border, right? As long as you don't let the border into NATO, you guys are good. And wouldn't that be the highest level of protecting of NATO's calling? Its mandate, what it's supposed to be doing. Wouldn't that be the highest order of that? To not let Ukraine into NATO? When Russia says, as long as you don't let Ukraine into NATO, we don't have a problem. I mean, this is the age of common sense, right?
Which would have been a satisfactory deal to Ukraine and everybody else. But that Biden said, no, you have to be able to join NATO. And that's always been, and nobody knows more about NATO than I. Years ago when I first started this, I didn't know too much about NATO, but I got it right anyway. I said, they're taking advantage. I'm the one that got, and the Secretary General was here, as you know, 2 weeks ago, saying that if it weren't for me, NATO wouldn't even exist right now, because I raised from countries that weren't paying their bills. At that time, 28.
I kind of wish you'd just let it go. At this point, I mean, it needs to evolve. It needs to change. It needs to go away. Too much corruption in that place. UN needs to go. WEF needs to be negated to nothing but a billionaires club for people that are ineffective. All these things, all these globalist organizations need to go. They need to be restructured into sovereign countries where we don't have to gang up on everybody else with some kind of globalist agenda. We can handle things on our own. So should other people. They shouldn't be dependent. We have a real codependency problem in this world right now, don't we? We all have to get there together. It's like, you know what? But if we were all strong independently, we wouldn't need to all get there together. We'll be getting there. It would just happen naturally. It's called immersion. Yeah. So it could go. It could go.
Countries, 20 of them were not paying their bills, 21 to be exact. They weren't paying, or they were paying a very small portion. And I raised over $680 billion. That was the number he gave, by saying, if you don't pay, we're not going to protect you. And as soon as I said that, the money came pouring in. But Obama could have said it. Other people could have said it. Bush could have said it. Nobody said it but me.
Nope.
I took a lot of heat. They said, oh, that's
because they're getting rich off of giving our country
I said,
away.
we're not going to protect you if you're not paying the bills.
That's how they made their money.
In a true sense, I saved NATO, but NATO's taking advantage of us. And one of the problems.
Oh, yeah. What I wanted to say here, man. If you're watching out there and you enjoy the content, you're new to the channel, maybe just checking it out, see what it's all about. This is the base takes. This was like, you're here, you're part of the solution. We take it all in a reality-based kind of way. Love to have your subscription. Please hit the subscribe button, and please ring that bell so you know when I go live. Hit that thumbs up. I appreciate it. We gotta get to 7. We gotta get to 5,000, man. Just fooling around in 4,000 for this long. Right now, it's like it goes up. It almost was to 4,730. Then it started coming back down because YouTube drained subs. If you're not gaining them, you're losing them. And I think with the new changes to the new year, we should be getting a lot more folks here hanging out, doing stuff with us. So if you could help out people in the crowd, people listening for the first time, come on in, say hello. We're friendly. You'll be welcome. And as long as you're not as long as you're not toxic, you'll be fine here. Like the base takes, man, you get the base takes. But man, sure would love to have you. There you go. Listen to the wolf. He knows what he's talking about. He always does. So make sure that you guys join the winning team. Become part of the solution. Hang out with us. Love to have your subscription. No matter where you're at. You're over there on Rumble. What's Rumble doing right now? Rumble hanging out over there. We haven't had Jacob Castro check in yet, but I'm sure he'll be here in a little while. Love Rumble, love it. We're trying to regrow X, but I don't have high expectations for X right now. But if you are on X and want to follow me, please do. You could be one of the first 100 people to follow me on X on my new accounts. My old one that was at 1800 got taken down, and there's no human beings to talk to at X. But anyways, I'll get back to the press conference here. But just wanted to say, if you're out there, man, hit that thumbs up for me. Hit the subscribe for me. Let's help the little guy get out there and be part of the big conversation.
That I have, and I've said it openly. I said it to President Zelensky. Europe is in for a tiny fraction of the money that we're in now. Whether you like that situation or not, Europe is much more affected than the United States. We have a thing called the ocean in between us, right? Why are we in for billions and billions of dollars more money than Europe? And, they're a similar size, a little smaller, but they're a similar size economy as the United States when you add them up. And yet Europe is in for a small fraction of the number the United States is in. Now, Biden could have called them up during the term. That's what I did. I said, you have to pay your bills. And they all, one stood up. I won't say who, you'll probably have it, because the papers, the media hated to report on it. But a prime minister stood up from a country, a famous meeting of 28 nations with no press, no anybody in the room. He stood up. He says, does that mean if we don't pay our bill, and at that point it was 2%, it should be 5%. It should be 5%, not 2%. But at that point it was 2%, but many people didn't pay. Some people didn't pay anything, but many people were way, including Germany. Germany was at less than 1%. Well, I think NATO should have 5%. Yeah. Well, you can't do it at 2%. I mean, at 2%, every country, if you're going to have a country in a regular military, you're at 4%. I think they should be, they're in dangerous territory. I think it should be, they can all afford it, but they should be at 5%, not 2%. I'm the one that got them to pay 2%. But a gentleman stood up, a prime minister stood up, and he said to me, sir, could I ask you a question? You're saying we have to pay our bills. If we don't pay our bills, will the United States protect us from Russia? I said, if you don't pay, you mean you're delinquent? He said, yes. He said, if you're delinquent, we will not protect you. I took a lot of heat, although it was somewhat closed door. I took a lot of heat from the media. And you know what happened? The money started pouring in. That's why NATO has money. And the Secretary General said it was the most incredible thing he had ever seen in a negotiation. Now, if I would have said, yes, we will, nobody would have paid. If I would have loved to say, yes, we'll protect you even if you don't pay. But that's not the way life works.
Two questions related to each other. First, you said on your first day of office, you're going to pardon January 6th defendants. Are you?
Oh, yeah, let's go.
Who were charged with violent offenses?
Well, we're looking at it, and we have other people in there. And as you see, I guess 24 or 28 people came now from the FBI. That came out very quietly. Nobody reported it, but they had people in some form related to the FBI. They had 4 or 5 people that were strongly related to the FBI. We have to find out about that. We have to find out about Hezbollah. We have to find out about who exactly was in that whole thing, because people that did some bad things were not prosecuted. I see it all the time, and you see it too. People that were doing some bad things weren't prosecuted, and people that didn't even walk into the building are in jail right now. So we'll be looking at the whole thing, but I'll be making major pardons. Yes, please.
There you go.
Please.
On Jack Smith's report.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. It's good to see you again. 2 questions about Syria and the ongoing war in Gaza. About Syria, the Pentagon disclosed last month the U.S. has some 2,000 troops in Syria. That's almost double the number initially we were told of 900. Will you keep that troop capacity the same upon taking?
Well, I won't tell you that because that's part of a military strategy, but I will say it was Turkey. Turkey's been after that country in different names and different forms and shapes for 2,000 years. Those people that went in are from Turkey. And President Erdogan is a friend of mine. He's a guy I like, respect. I think he respects me also. He's the one that didn't go after certain people after I requested that he not. You know who I'm talking about? The Kurds. I don't know how long that's going to, because they're natural enemies. They hate each other. But he didn't do that yet.
The Greeks.
And he didn't do it in the past also. He started, and I said, please don't do that. And he didn't do it. So, but if you look at what happened with Syria.
Very nice.
Russia was weakened. Iran was weakened. And he's a very smart guy.
Nicely.
And he sent his people in there through different forms and different names. And they went in and took over, and that's the way it is.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. Do you have concerns about HTS taking control of
By the way, I
Syria?
have the envoy here. Is that in the back? Standing with my son, Eric, is Steve Witkoff, who's just got back from the Middle East, and he's done a fantastic job. He's a great deal maker. I said, what we need there is a deal maker, because nobody makes a deal. We have people that understand where the rivers are and where the meets and bounds are, but they can't talk. They can't make deals. Steve's done a great job. I just want to thank you, Steve. You've been working endlessly for months, and he's working specifically on the hostages, trying to get them back.
second question is Hamas.
Steve, come up for a second. Maybe you might want to say a couple of words.
Hey, come on,
I didn't-
Steve.
I didn't know Steve was going to be here, actually.
Neither did I.
He's done a fantastic job, and it's a dangerous
Come on,
job, too. and
Steve.
we
Sing us a
appreciate it.
song.
He didn't know about this kind of danger and the other deal making he does. Now he sees a lot of big danger. Come on up, Steve.
Mr. President, can I ask you a second part of that? Hamas
Yeah,
released
just one
another
second,
hostage
please.
video.
I'm going to give you a little report on the hostages, if I can. Steve? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. Wow.
Hey, Steve.
Well, I think we're making a lot of progress, and I don't want to say too much because I think they're doing a really good job back in Doha. I'm leaving tomorrow back to go to Doha, but I think that we've had some really great progress, and I'm really hopeful that by the inaugural, we'll have some good things to announce on behalf of the president. I actually believe that we're working in tandem in a really good way, but it's the president, his reputation, the things that he has said that are driving this negotiation. And so hopefully it'll all work out and we'll save some lives.
Let's do it.
I believe we've been on the verge of it. I don't want to discuss sort of what's delayed it. There's no point to be negative in any way. But I think it's the president, his stature, what he said he expects, the red lines he's put out there, that's driving this negotiation. I'm going back probably either this evening or tomorrow night.
Hardworking man.
Before January 20th, or is that something that's likely to happen? If there's a deal even at all, we've been hearing this now for the better part of.
I know. I would say right. I would say that the
You
president
better be.
is exasperated. I don't want to talk for him, but look, I don't know anyone who delegates better than President Trump. He gives us a lot of authority to speak on his behalf, and he exhorts us to speak emphatically. And emphatically means you better do this, because the alternative.
You think they're waiting for President Trump to take office?
No, I think they heard him loud and clear. Better get done by the inaugural.
But when you say
Nice.
all hell will be
Before I
paid,
take
that all hell must be paid if they don't release the
You know what that
hostages.
means, don't you?
Well-
Do I have to define it for you? Look, all
No, I
hell
think
will
you're
break
not-
out. If those hostages aren't
Hit
back,
harder.
it'll hurt your negotiation. If they're not back by the time I get into office, all hell will break out in the Middle East.
Can you elaborate?
And it will not be good for Hamas, and it will not be good, frankly, for anyone. All hell will break out. I don't have to say anymore, but that's what it is. And they should have given them back a long time. They should have never taken them. They should have never been the attack of October 7th. People forget that. But there was, and many people are killed. They're no longer hostages. I have people from Israel and others calling, begging me to get, we had also people there from the United States, just so you know. They're holding some so-called hostages from the U.S. But I've had mothers come to me and fathers crying, can I get the body of their son back? Can I get the body of their daughter back? That beautiful girl where they threw her in the car, pulled her by her ponytail and threw her in the car like she was a sack of potatoes. I said, what happened to her? Sir, she's dead. Like a 19, 20-year-old beautiful girl. And the way they treated her. And I just say it this very simply. Steve's got a job to do. He's a great guy, great negotiator, great person. They respect him over there already. It's what we needed over there. We have people that know everything about the Middle East, but they can't speak properly. They don't know. He's a great negotiator. That's what I needed. I could have sent that gentleman right over there, Hussein. He's a great negotiator. There are people, they're rare. Great negotiators are very rare, like a great surgeon. But we have the right person. But I tell this, I don't want to hurt the negotiation. If the deal isn't done before I take office, which is now going to be 2 weeks, all hell will break out in the Middle East. Okay?
Thank you.
Freaking zebra alert, baby, all over the place. Zebra alert your ass.
140 police
Will
officers
do.
were injured by rioters on January 6th. Will you pardon anyone who attacked a police officer?
Well, the only one that was killed was a beautiful young lady named Ashley Babbitt. She was killed. And there was actually somebody else that was killed, also a MAGA person, but people don't give it 100% credibility. I'm going to find out about it. We're going to find out. But Ashley Babbitt was killed. She was shot. Should have never been shot. She was shot for no reason whatsoever. In fact, they say that she was trying to hold back the crowd, and the crowd was made up of a lot of different people. So we'll see. But I will tell you this: the person that was killed was Ashley Babbitt. The other thing is, when they talk, there was never charges of insurrection or anything like that. But if there were, this would be the only insurrection in history where people went in as insurrectionists with not one gun. Okay, and let me tell you, the people that you're talking about have a lot of guns in their home for hunting and for shooting and for entertainment, a lot of good reasons. But there wasn't one gun that they found. And why didn't they find the bomber, the pipe bomber? They know who the pipe bomber is. The FBI knows who it is. The status of the FBI has gone down so far, and the status of the DOJ, or as I call it, the
Kash
Department
Patel.
of Justice, It's the
Let's
Department of
go.
Injustice. It's being laughed at all over the world.
And by the way, while I was talking about the FBI, just to remind everybody, every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, I do a show called Unrig the Game. And we are currently reading Government Gangsters by Kash Patel. We are on, just finished up our 3rd episode, but there is a playlist. If you go to any of those, go to my Unrig the Game playlist, you can go to, which is now a podcast. You can go to, by magic of thumbnail, you can go to over to Rumble, my Rumble channel, and go to the playlist there, and it has its own special playlist. You can get caught up. 3 episodes, go about an hour in. You'll miss the kickoff show, but that's all right. If you want to just get to the book, get to the book, and read up on that, and then join us next Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern for Unread the Game, where we will continue to read Government Gangsters by Kash Patel, and we are really getting to know his story, his background, what he's learned already, and what he plans to do, because he's saying it in so many words. Even though he wrote the book before he got the nomination, or before Trump even won the election, right? He's already telling you how he would clean it up. So, and we're also, after we do our reading, we also do some additional content where you usually listen to an interview, someone interviewing Kash Patel, him talking about the book, him talking about some of the things he's been through, him talking about the deep state. It's a great thing. It's a really great thing. That's why you should subscribe. Hey, Simple Prepper, what's up? That's why you should subscribe here and on Rumble, and be part of that great learning experience that we do as we understand how the game's been rigged, so that we can unrig the game every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Let's do it.
And hopefully with Pam Bondi and with Kash Patel and with other people that we're putting in, that will all come back. If you do a poll in the FBI, I guarantee I'm at like 90% with the agents of the FBI, but they have hurt that incredible place. Law enforcement, I mean, you think of the FBI, they raided this house. By the way, they could have told me, could I see this? I would have given them, I actually told them, come in anytime you want. You can see anything. They raided the house and the case was dismissed.
You know, and I just mentioned it, but in Kash's book, Government Gangsters, he just talked about this in the book. We just did a whole chapter on this and how they gone in there and asked him, they saw the documents early and asked him to put an additional lock on it. And that additional lock is the one they broke through. I mean, what a setup.
And now I'm in litigation. I'm suing them for doing that. And I feel so badly doing it. I'm the president of the United States and I'm suing the United States, but I'm suing them for other things too. The FBI has gone so, its reputation has been so horribly hurt between Comey, who is the worst, and all of the others. What's happened to the FBI is, and we're going to make it great again. We're going to make the FBI great again. We're going to make the Department of Justice fair and strong, but fair again, because all they did was attack me because I'm their political opponent. And that includes with local judges like
anti-establishment.
You got to find out. Ask them, why do I have a gag order where I'm not allowed to speak? Think of it. I'm the president of the United States and I'm not allowed to speak. Why? Because if I did speak, people would understand the scam. It's a scam. And we have very dishonest judges. New York judges are very bad. We had one that valued this house at $18 million because it was good for their case. He actually valued that chandelier is worth more than $18 million. He valued this house as $18 million. And we have another one.
Chandelier is worth more than 18 million. Holy crap, dude. Holy crap.
It was so nasty, so horrible, such a brute, most vicious, vile person. These are New York judges. But we've won most of the cases, so we're very happy about that.
That's right, Scott.
Your position is clear, but have you directed your staff to take specific action to draw plans? And can you elaborate again? You didn't rule out military coercion.
Well, we need Greenland for national security purposes. I've been told that for a long time, long before I even ran. I mean, people have been talking about it for a long time. You have approximately 45,000 people there. People really don't even know if Denmark has any legal right to it. But if they do, they should give it up because we need it for national security. That's for the free world.
Denmark, you hear that? You hear that, Baker? You hear that, broken Baker? Wherever you're at, give it. Is he in Amsterdam or is he in Denmark? I can't remember. He may be in Amsterdam. Doesn't matter. He's close enough to Denmark. Give it back. Just give it. Give us Greenland. Give it to us. It's ours. We want it. It's for national security. Plus, think about it. We'll make Greenland great again. You know, it really does need some help. We'll be there for you, Greenland. We'll take care of you. Yeah. And think about all the great vacation skiing. I guess we got skiing up there, and Americans will be coming and visiting. It'll be beautiful. It'll be a beautiful place. Ain't no Motel 8. That's for dang sure. Oh, he's Danish. Danish. Isn't that the same thing? What do you call Denmark people? Are they not Danish? I'm being lazy right now. I can look it up. Well, okay. How about Leo Mazzotti or whatever his name is from Frog League Studios? Give us Greenland, damn it, and keep making pop songs metal.
I'm talking about protecting the free world. You don't even need binoculars. You look outside, you have China ships all over the place. You have Russian ships all over the place. We're not letting that happen. We're not letting it happen. And if Denmark wants to get to a conclusion, but nobody knows if they even have any right, title, or interest. The people are going to probably vote for independence or to come into the United States. But if they did do that, then I would tariff Denmark at a very high level.
Yeah, take that.
No, we're not at that stage, but we have people. I haven't even entered office yet.
Secondly, sir, Elon Musk has drawn some criticism and a lot of attention for some of his actions and provocative statements about foreign affairs, including in Europe. Your reaction to that, is that appropriate?
You mean where he likes people that tended to be conservative? I don't know the people. I can say Elon's doing a good job, very smart guy. I don't know the people you're talking about. He was, I know he said some negative things about a couple of people that are running for office, but that's not so unusual. Yes.
He's allowed to have his opinions. We are not the conformist party. We're not the conformist group. He's allowed to have his opinions. All right. He's allowed to not like unlike people, just like you are, just like everybody here is. Right. He's allowed. How about that? America, land of the free.
Please.
I wanted to ask you about Ukraine and Putin. How soon do you anticipate going to meet with Putin to discuss the Ukraine situation?
Well, I can't tell you that, but I know that Putin would like to meet. I don't think it's appropriate that I meet until after the 20th, which I hate because, every day many, many young people are being killed, soldiers. The land is very flat and hundreds of thousands of soldiers many hundreds of thousands from each side are dead. And they're laying in fields all over the place. Nobody to even collect. There's landmines all over. It's a disaster. But it's very flat. It's great. It's farmland, and it's very, very flat. And the only thing that stops a bullet is the human body. And the human body is stopping a lot of bullets.
Within the first
I hope to have 6 months. No, I hope long before 6 months. Look, Russia's losing a lot of young people, and so is Ukraine. And it should have never been started. That's a war that should have never happened. I guarantee you, if I were president, that war would have never happened.
I guarantee it.
Who would you like to nominate to replace Michael Barr as vice chair for the board?
I'll be announcing somebody.
We were working under the assumption that you're serious about making Canada 51st state of the United States. The leader of the Conservative Party in Canada said, under no circumstances will ever be the 51st state.
Maybe he won't win, but maybe he will.
Listen,
I don't care what he says.
Nice.
You're considering military force to acquire Panama and Greenland. Are you also considering military force to annex and acquire?
No.
Yes.
Economic force.
Let's go.
Because Canada and the
We got
United
Canada.
States,
Here we come.
That would really be something. You get rid of that artificially drawn line and you take a look at what that looks like. And it would also be much better for national security. Don't forget, we basically protect Canada. But here's the problem with Canada.
We're already doing all the dirty work.
So many friends up there. I love the Canadian people. They're great. But we're spending hundreds of billions a year to protect it. We're spending hundreds of billions a year to take care of Canada. We lose in trade deficits. We're losing massive. We don't need their cars. They make 20% of our cars. We don't need that. I'd rather make them in Detroit. We don't need the cars. We don't need their lumber. We have massive fields of lumber. We don't need their lumber. We have to unrestrict them because stupid people put, restrictions on, but I can do that with an executive order. We don't need anything they have. We don't need their dairy products. We have more than they have. We don't need anything. So why are we losing $200 billion a year and more to protect Canada? And I said that to, as I called him, Governor Trudeau. I said, listen, what would happen if we didn't subsidize you? If we didn't, because we give them a lot of money. We help them. As an example, we're buying icebreakers, and Canada wants to join us in the buying of icebreakers. I said, we don't really want to have a partner in the buying of icebreakers. We don't need a partner. But,
right.
We
buy some with you.
No, right. Here's what we have. We have a right not to help them with their financial difficulties because we owe $36 trillion too. We're going to start knocking it out pretty fast, but we're going to be able to do it because of energy and other things. But no right. No right. But why are we supporting a country 200 billion plus a year? Our military is at their disposal. All of these other things, they should be a state. That's why I told Trudeau when he came down, I said, what would happen if we didn't do it? He said Canada would dissolve. Canada wouldn't be able to function if we didn't take that 20% of our car market. You know, they send us hundreds of thousands of cars. They make a lot of money with that. They send us a lot of other things that we don't need. We don't need their cars, and we don't need the other products. We don't need their milk. We get a lot of milk. We get a lot of everything, and we don't need any of it. So I said to him, well, why are we doing it? He said, I don't really know. He was unable to answer the question, but I can answer it. We're doing it because of habit, and we're doing it because we like our neighbors, and we've been good neighbors. But we can't do it forever, and it's a tremendous amount of money. And why should we have a $200 billion deficit and add on to that many, many other things that we give them in terms of subsidy? And I said, that's okay to have if you're a state. But if you're another country, we don't want to have it. We're not going to have it with European Union either. European Union, we have a trade deficit of $350 billion. They don't take our cars. They don't take our farm product. They don't take anything.
Ooh, we got milk.
And so we're not going to have it with them either. Brian, go ahead.
Yes. Happy New Year, by the way.
Thank you.
We have some breaking news. You may not be aware of this, but it looks like Canon has blocked the DOJ from releasing the Smith's report until further court proceedings. Get your thoughts on
Wow,
that.
that's a big story.
Yeah.
So if I get it right, the fake witch hunt started by the DOJ having to do with books and records, and Biden had many more, and he wasn't protected by the Presidential Records Act. I was. But all of that fake stuff that took the lives of people, I mean, literally destroyed people. People are destroyed because of what they did, destroyed. But we got to be president. But Biden did it for 40 years. He did it when he was a senator. That was illegal. And they ruled it was illegal. How about that? They said, it's illegal, but he's unfit to stand trial. So he can stand and be president of the United States, but the prosecutor found that he's unfit for trial. I was going to use that as a major talking point, but I never got to use it because all of a sudden I had a new candidate who was also sort of unfit to stand trial, right? But so what you're saying is that the judge just blocked the, so Cannon was thrown off the case. They dropped their appeal because he had no case. They dropped all of that, the lawsuits against us. They lost the lawsuit. So this is deranged Jack Smith. So he dropped the lawsuits. He was told to by the DOJ because they had no lawsuit. They lost in court in front of a very strong and a very brilliant judge. They lost in court, and that pertained to other cases in other courts. So he wanted to do a report just before I take office, probably. So he'll do like a 500-page report, and it'll be a fake report, just like the investigation was a fake investigation. And I said, well, wait a minute. This guy was thrown off in disgrace. In disgrace. He's going back to The Hague or wherever they're going to send him. In disgrace. Because he failed so badly. Because it was a fake case against a political opponent. They thought they were going to use this to beat me. So what you're saying is I'm just hearing that they're not allowed to issue the report. So if they're not allowed to issue the report, that's the way it should be. Because he was thrown off the case in disgrace. Why should he be allowed to write a fake report? It'll only be a fake report. That's great news. Good.
And if I can just follow real quickly, you want to comment, many Americans are angry that we're sending millions of dollars every month to the Taliban. Do you anticipate?
It's not even believable. Billions of dollars, not millions, billions. We pay billions of dollars to essentially the Taliban, Afghanistan. And that's given by Biden. That's the same man that took away $50 to $60 trillion worth of value from the United States. Think of it. Probably our most valuable asset.
Stop.
Took away our most valuable asset.
Stop, damn it.
This can't be allowed to happen. We are now a nation of common sense. When he does that, 625 million acres, this can't be allowed to happen. Thank you for the information.
Yes, sir.
Most other people probably knew about it, but they wouldn't have told me, right?
Right. Trail, you vowed to bring down the prices at grocery stores very fast.
Yeah, we will
but
do
then
fast.
You recently told Time Magazine that bringing down prices would be very hard. So what can the American people expect when you get into office?
It's always hard to bring down prices when somebody else has screwed something up like they did, but we'll bring them down. We'll get them down. Energy is going to bring down prices. We're going to have a lot of energy, and energy is what brought it up. Energy and their bad spending is what brought it up, and energy is going to bring it down. We're going to have prices down. I think you're going to see some pretty drastic price reductions. As an example, food, bacon, ham, apples, everything has gone through the roof. It's one of the reasons I won. So as you know, I said it, inflation was one of the reasons I won, but I think the biggest reason I won was the fact that they are allowing prisoners to come into our country. They released their prisoners, their murderers. Thousands of murderers are now walking around the streets of our cities and farmland all over. Murders, people that have killed, many, 32% have killed more than one person. They released them from their jails, their prisons, and their mental institutions and insane asylums into our country. I believe that's the reason we got such a large vote. All right, maybe one or two more questions. Yeah,
Hey,
please, go ahead.
Scott, thanks for
Go
being
ahead,
here,
go
man.
You go.
See you soon, right? Take care.
President Carter is laying in state today in Washington. You had some harsh words for him about the Panama Canal. Is there any disconnect there? Do you feel a little bit bad about doing that on this day?
No, I liked him as a man. I disagreed with his policy. So, hey, he thought giving away the Panama Canal was a good thing. I think it cost him the election. That and the hostages. I actually think that was a bigger factor because that's a deal that just should not have been made. But again, this was a question that was asked of me. I didn't bring it up. I didn't want to bring up the Panama Canal because of Jimmy Carter's death. But people don't bring it up. But, you know, you and other people have asked me about it. No, it's a deal that I was very strongly against. I was a young guy when this took place. But just why would we spend all of that money, lose 38,000 people to malaria, the mosquito? They were dying. It was horrible what was happening. They paid them 4 times more than they would make in the United States, but they knew they were going to go over there and die. And they died in the jungles of malaria. There was nothing we could do to stop it. 38,000. And then we gave it away for $1.
Yep.
Putting your agenda through Congress, you appeared to open the door in your radio interview yesterday for 2 bill approaches. It's still your preference for one big, beautiful bill, as you've said.
Well, I like one big, beautiful bill, and I always have, I always will. But if 2 is more certain, it does go a little bit quicker because you can do the immigration stuff early. Now, you have to understand, for immigration and for the wall, we won the case on the wall. You know, they tried to sell the wall for 5 cents on the dollar, by the way. And we had, fortunately, a judge that stopped that. But they were already discarding the wall. And 5 cents on the dollar. And you know what they were doing? They were calling us up and saying, we'll sell it back to you at 200 cents. In other words, double
Thank you for
what
that.
we paid for it.
I will reward you.
So they were going to buy it from
after
this
the press
guy for
conference.
5 cents on the dollar. They were making deals. And fortunately, we had a very smart judge that stopped it cold. I think he called for an investigation too, and he should. But think of it. They were selling the wall. That was exactly the wall that the Border Patrol wanted. That was designed by them. Steel, concrete, rebar. Exactly as they want. Very, very heavy steel, very powerful steel, hard to cut. Very, very heavy, 7,000-pound concrete, which is a very strong concrete. Everything was top of the line. Very expensive. Would be double what we paid for it then, 6 years ago. But let me just tell you, they were selling it for 5 cents on the dollar to people. And those people were calling us, asking us to pay them 200 cents because it's a good deal because we can have it immediately. And you know what immediately is? Just leave it in place. No. The papers haven't written that, though. You know, that deal is like all the other things that these people do. These people either hate our country or they're very stupid. And I don't believe they're stupid because nobody can cheat on elections like they cheat and be stupid. They either hate our country or they're stupid. So remember what I said because nobody wants to report it. They were selling the wall for 5 cents on the dollar and trying to resell it back to us for 200 cents or less, but for 200 cents on the dollar. That's a nice return.
Meta announced that it will stop putting fact checks on the posts on its website. And Meta said today it would stop putting fact checks on its website and instead allow community.
Well, I watched their news conference and I thought it was a very good news conference. I think they've come a long way. Meta, Facebook. I think they've come a long way. I watched it. The man was very impressive. I watched it. Actually, I watched it on Fox. I'm not allowed to say that. Say it.
Do you think he's directly responding to the threats that you have made to him in the past?
Probably. Yeah, probably.
Probably. Yeah, I mean, probably. Yeah.
Question about the U.S. possibly launching.
Then I said Dana White after his ass.
On who?
Obviously, on Iran. The U.S. launching a preemptive strike on Iran's nuclear facilities.
And I said I don't talk about it. It's a military strategy.
But it is a legitimate question. It's something that,
No, it's not.
Really, because only a stupid person would answer it. Look, it's a military strategy. And I'm not answering your questions on military strategy. All right, one more. Brian, go ahead.
Yeah, right.
Could you give us a preview
First
of
day on
what
the
you might
job,
be talking
dude?
to leaders of Congress who are expected to come here in the next couple of days, and you've got a very supportive Congress behind you?
Yeah, they're great. So we have a wonderful Republican Congress. We have a leader
leave
that I
them
have a lot of
walls alone,
confidence in. I
Dave.
think he's going to be hopefully a
Leave
great
them
leader,
walls alone.
great speaker. And we have a leader, by the way, in the Senate. I think has been great. John Thune has been doing a fantastic job. But it goes through the House first. And the question is whether or not we do the 2 bills or 1 bill. And, you know, look, I can live either way. I like the idea of the one big bill, but I can live either way. But they'll be coming down. The senators also will be coming down. And then ultimately we'll be meeting in the White House in a few weeks. But right now, this is the winter season. You know, they sort of call this the winter White House.
The
It was
winter
built, I
White
don't know if you know
House.
this. Marjorie Merriweather Post and E.F. Hutton built this. It was the greatest of all the estates in our country. And I saved it. And I got a lot of credit for saving it. Most of these big, great houses have been knocked down in Palm Beach. Just about all of them, actually. And they, you know, you'd build 10 mansions on one side, but we saved it. But this was built as the Southern White House. And she gave it to the government. And By the way, Jimmy Carter gave it back. He said it's too expensive for the United States. So I didn't realize that.
That's wild.
Actually, Jimmy Carter, Nixon was through Watergate. He came down. Nixon came here once, and he thought it was incredible. But he had a thing called Watergate. If anybody remembers that.
Guys, remember
and,
that?
So he had other things on
Anybody?
his mind, to put it mildly.
Anybody?
And, Jimmy Carter felt that it was too extravagant for the country. So fortunately for me, he gave it back to the foundation, and I bought it from the foundation.
Nice. I bet you a lot of people didn't know that. We're gonna learn something here today. Mad Core, what is up, dude?
Big spending cuts. Do you agree with that?
He's getting older.
I like spending cuts. Just I'm on the record for
getting
spending
older.
cuts. And the debt ceiling was given to us. It shouldn't have been, but it was put in our lap. And what I want in terms of debt ceiling isn't the ceiling. I just don't want to see a default. That's all I want. I never talked about spending more money necessarily than all I want to see is no default, because nobody knows what would happen if there was a default. It could be 1929 and it could be nothing, but that was put into our lap and it shouldn't have been, but it was. And so we'll handle it. But debt ceiling is not about raising a lot of money. It's really just about extending it. I just want to see an extension.
Mr. President, sir, on immigration, how much can you do by executive order? Are you planning to do on executive order when it comes to immigration? And how much do you want Congress
I think we was out golfing all day.
We're at the safest
Hat
border
head.
in the history of our country by far. You remember the famous chart that I brought down. I love that chart very much for a lot of
Love it.
reasons.
The
But I
chart.
have the
We all love the
safest border
chart.
by far in the history of our country. And when I took it over, it was a mess. Nothing like it is now. This is 10 times worse. I got elected because of the border the first time. And I think I got elected largely because of the border the third time. And the second time I did equally well. Well, not as well as the last time, but I did very well. And I will say this was too big to rig. You know the expression? Too big to rig. They couldn't do it. They tried, but they couldn't do it.
That's for true.
I didn't get very much from Congress at all. I just said that we're being invaded, and I took the money out of the military. Much of the wall, I built over 500 miles of wall. Much of that wall was built through money that I put into the military. We took it out because we couldn't get things from Congress in those days, and we took it out. And that wall was built largely with money coming from the military. So very simple. I went to the military. I said, our country is being invaded by very similar, nothing like what's invading our country now. They weren't releasing prisons into our country, and they weren't releasing mental institutions in, but some bad dudes were coming in, right? And I said, our country is being invaded. And I took that money largely from the military. I was sued 9 times by the Democrats in Congress, and I won all those suits. And we ended up building 571 miles of wall. Once that wall was built, they start going around it. So we're going to add another 200. That would have been up in 3 weeks.
Hey, brother.
And then we had a very unfortunate election result. And they said, we don't want to put it up. We'll sell it. And they started selling it for 5 cents on the dollar. What a second. So we'll do this again. I just want to thank everybody very much. I'm just telling you, this will be the golden age of America. This is the golden age of America. We're going to have a great country again. We're a country right now under siege. We have so many different problems, and nobody respects us overseas, but now they do. The Italian prime minister, as you know, came here the other night, just flew in and flew out. She wanted to see me. And great respect is being shown when I went to the cathedral in France. Great respect was shown by the prime minister, the president, by everybody. France was, and by the way, I have to say they did a great job in the cathedral. But great respect is being shown to our country again. And we have a great country, but we have to run it properly. It's going to be run properly. We want to get back those hostages for Israel and for us. You know, we do have people that are hostages being held. And I'll just say it again. If this deal's not done with the people representing our nation, by the time I get to office, all hell is going to break out. Thank you very much.
Let's go. Let's go. All hell will be breaking loose if they do not get their act together. So saith the man, so saith the legend. Our next president, Donald J. Trump. Well, there you have it, everybody. Hang on 1 second here. All right, there you have it. There you have it. There you have it. We are rocking and ready to go. Madcore, what's up, man? How you doing? You came by the other night, and Shelly had told me you said you were going to start streaming again soon. That's cool. Awesome, dude. What you going to be doing? What you going to be doing? I love it. After he got it first cut the other week, it looked like a mullet. It was so badass. You know, he may find I think we're going to see beginning to end. I think by the time he is, well, we're not even thinking about leaving office at this point, but I think the hairstyle will change over time. I think that's what we're going to see. I think that's what we're going to see, y'all. The hairstyle will be changing over time. So, if Madcore, if you're still around, just let me know the answer to that question. And by the way, I got to make sure that I that I remember. Remember, I always say, don't say don't forget, say remember. I need to remember to, right? I try to remember to say I need to remember to, right? That's much better than saying don't forget. It's negative versus positive, right? That's what you got. All right, so I'm going to remember right now to do this. Thank you for the super chat. Talking Trash and Truths, $10 super chat. Thank you for being you when I'm going back to my sick cocoon. Love y'all. And there she goes off to sleepy time with Shelly and her bit of Mars, floating around in outer space. All right, which means I'll be having a early evening. But we can always hang out. You guys want to hang out? We'll hang out for a little while longer here on Winning Tonight. That was our featured presentation for this evening. And you know, I'm trying to make these shows a little bit more specialized than variety style. Maybe one variety, one specialized, one variety. You never know. Could be many things. But just kind of put it all together for us here. Oh, looks like I can actually do this tonight. I can actually redirect us to next news later on in the evening when we conclude our broadcast. But for right now, I would like to spend some time with each and every one of you here. Oh, there we go. All right. So it's already set up. Cool. I don't know what time Gary went live, but that's Gary Franchi. Good Gary, not bad Gary. Good Gary. And Good Gary went live at some point, so we'll be seeing him shortly here. Madcore says, just on lunch break, mate. Yeah, probably do 1 or 2 streams a month, maybe more. I want to react to current things going on around the world. Have people on that like to react to stuff. Well, love to hang out, man. Love to hang out. Love to hang out. We can do that. We can do that. Yeah, everybody wishing Shelly well. Feel better soon, T3. Feel better soon. Is there anybody home? Are you singing some Pink Floyd? Yes, you're singing some Pink Floyd. There you go. Gotcha. What else we got here this evening? So, highlights from the press conference. What did you think? You guys ready to annex Greenland? I think it's a good idea. Canada, sure, why not? And Panama, give us our canal back. You took a bad deal from a bad president. Well, you took a great deal for you, bad deal for us. But we take care of that thing. We built it, and now you got the mortal enemy of all of us running the show there. No, thank you. And we do have a clause that says if you screw up, we can take it back. So I'm going with the clause. We should have been in charge of the Panama Canal the entire time because we built it. I'm going to give it back. I'm going to give it back to the Panamanians for $1. What a dumbass. And yeah, he gave away Mar-A-Lago. Did you guys know Mar-A-Lago was actually supposed to be the Winter White House? I thought that just came around when Trump was in office because he owned it. But yes, at one point it was literally the Winter White House. That's amazing. And that he bought it from the government, who said it was too hotty-toddy for them. Carter said, well, ain't enough bugs in the house, you know, because she's a peanut farmer. Oh, but it's too hotty-toddy. Good communist likes to live in the dirt. Yeah, but you're the top level, you know. You're supposed to be the one who takes everything. Which I'm sure he did. Jimmy was an apology. Let's put it that way. It was an apology. And that's what they ran on. They ran on putting a simple man in the White House after all the Watergate stuff they created to get rid of Nixon. Oh, man. What a crazy world we live in, everybody. Right? What a crazy, crazy world. Any breaking news out there anybody wants to tell me about? Checking it out. I'm looking around. If not, we're going to be wrapping this up at about the 2-hour mark, I believe. Oink, 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 oink. When pigs fly. So, yeah. If you're out there and you haven't yet, please subscribe, ring the bell, hit the thumbs up. If you're over there on Rumble, hit the follow. Oh, no way. We would like to get to 1,000 over on Rumble. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. And so the only way we're gonna get there is with you guys. All you guys who come and tune in and follow over there on the Rumble side of life. Be part of the solution. Just hit the follow, hit thumbs up, hit the bell so you get and enjoy the playlist. The Rumble playlist. I have lots of playlists, by the way. But the Rumble playlists are very precise and they're much more well organized, I think, than the YouTube ones, which I kind of start collecting and realize, hey, I make a lot of playlists. You ever check out my playlist collection, you'll probably find some stuff in there you haven't seen before. It won't show up on your feed. If you're looking for a topic to deep dive on, Unveiling Reality playlist is the one for you. Check that out. Just scroll up and down it, and you'll find an interesting topic and you'll get my takes on it. And I do the deep research. I do the degrifting. I do the keep it based truth approach to things, whether it's rather better than the truth than to keep on believing a grift or a lie or some kind of false belief system. It's there for you to learn more about the true nature of this reality we call life. Fires in California again. What? Fires in LA. All right, let's take a look. Fires in LA. Fires in LA live. Oh man. Is that right? Now, I can never be too sure about this channel, but I'll check it out. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Fires LA. Paradise. Pleiades fire now at 2,900 plus acres. Evacuation. All right, how long until the laser weapon grift comes out? How long until the laser weapon grift comes out? There's them started by the lasers, the laser beams from the drones. Oh my goodness gracious. Can we mix in the drone narrative with the laser beam narrative? The drones and the lasers put California on fire. You guys think that's what happened? Not a joking matter, nonetheless. Looks like a very hot fire. Hot fire. Whoa. It's good. I'm feeling it through the screen right here. Oof, hot. There goes the pipe bomber from J6 4 years ago.
There had been structures lost there, but we didn't go up there. So there's only about 25 there. And then there's
Can you guys hear it?
There's another trailer park. Okay. The Tahitian Terrace. Oh, that's where Pete was. Yeah.
What does it say? Biden what?
Did they have
Biden cancels local event. Oh, well, due to fire, I'm not going to be able to make it there to condemn and suppress you guys even more. Simple prepper, what are you talking about? Hey, what you got? 30,000 have to evacuate. How quick will FEMA get to these guys? Oh, you know, I'm sure at Biden's speed. At Biden's speed. Air Force One is stuck at the airport because of the fires, and we're all laughing about it. And the laser drones were controlled by the UFOs. Yes, the group of UFOs controlled by the deep underground rogue military corporate group that is who brings out 1,000 years ahead of human technology, alien tech to troll us in the skies. And luckily, when they make the alien tech, they put FAA lighting on it as to comply with the rules. Because when you're 1,000 years ahead of any military on Earth, the first thing you do is follow the rules. JLR covered it earlier. I'm sure he had his phone up on the screen. Like, well, I got a real screen. Pay for StreamYards, dude. Pay for StreamYards, man. You got enough super chats. You got enough followers. You probably make that enough much in ad revenue. I'm sitting here scraping by with dimes and nickels. I got a StreamYards. You can have it too. Put a nice big old screen on. Look, I can even do this. I don't have to have a phone. If I want to act like my phone's on the screen, I can do shit like that. I can hold it up. Like, look, I'm holding my phone sideways. Let's see. There you go. See, I'm holding the phone sideways. Look, JLR News here. Here I am. This is my face in the screen. I'm holding the phone. See? I'm holding it up. Fire and Palladies fire now at 2,900 plus acres. And we're wondering when the drones started firing laser beams from the UFO people to make this happen. Right? There you go. There's your phone on the screen. Look at me. I'm just like a big old YouTuber. Plasma orbs, yeah, they're probably part of it too. They're man-made plasma orbs. Most of the ones you see are man-made, you know. Most ones you see are man-made by the people that are deep underground, rogue military, corporate, black budget people that had this technology. They're 1,000 years ahead of everybody. They've had this technology for decades now, and they only bring it out once a year to troll everybody around Christmas time. God damn it. My favorite conspiracy, US, Jewish space lasers. Well, here they are. I mean, obviously the Jews did this, right? I'm kidding, of course, for all you people out there who don't know when I'm being sarcastic. But that's, yeah, you'll get that. You'll get that. There are a lot of people out there that are, swear to God, there's these, that Star of David you see has a laser beam attached to it. They will. Nacho Kitty, I've been listening. Took a little nap as I watched Trump already. Oh yeah, you've watched it already. All right, look at this. You can't hide them lion eyes. All right, zebra alert. Yes, it's almost time for a zebra alert. Memento, you have your zebra badge, right? You have your zebra badge just in case. You have your zebra badge. You got. I want to make sure everybody is safe around here, right? I want to make sure everybody is safe in case we have to go to zebra alert. Zebra alert. All right. I don't want anybody getting shot. But Wolfram has to do his job because it's part of the protocol of the situation. So make sure that you have your badge. And I don't know what this lady's saying. I don't know if she's muted. Do you know that you're muted, ma'am? Boomer. Boomer. What a boomer. She's muted. Sucker. Y'all done went and got one and started now. Yep. Done went and got me. Done went and got me. Well, that's quite a fire. And I'm sure it didn't happen naturally. And I'm sure that the CIA is probably behind it in some way. So make everybody happy? You get happy now? And I'm sure MK Ultra was involved too. Yeah, pretty sure about all that. So make sure you like and subscribe for the greatest conspiracy gifts of all time. And just get me to 100,000 subscribers because now I'm just talking shit. How about that? Does that make you happy? If that makes you happy, send a super chat. I'm going to get on the grift team here. Let's see. I did see a news report where a few homeless people were caught setting fires just because they're mentally ill. Stop making sense. Stop making sense, T-Rex. Nobody wants to hear your common sense takes on things. All right? We're here for the goddamn fantasy. All right? Bigfoot, laser beam, drone, UFO orbs. God damn it. MK Ultra and the CIA sprinkled on top. The fires were just the latest news I heard. Well, what's the even later news? Give me some later news. She got later news. Well, that is, I mean, they are burning. They are burning. Oh, I see a drone. See, look, there's a drone right there. See? See it? You see it? Hold on, let me get on big screen here quick. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. See it? It's right there. See it? You see it? See it? Don't make me rewind this thing. It was right there. It flew right through. It flew right through. I swear I saw laser beams come down. Go tell everybody. Tell them all. Tell them all you saw it here first. Tell them to like, share, subscribe. Ring the bell. All right. That'll show them. That'll teach them. That'll teach them. That's how we do it here. God damn it. Coming up next, drama hour. Oh, look, see, here's another one. There's another drone. Oh, God damn it. They know when I put the little screen on. That's why they do it like this. See, I'm gonna catch them this time. See, look, it's right there. You see it? Drone right there. See, look at that. Look at that. That's the one causing the fire right there. Look at that. They don't want you to see this. They don't want you to see it. Hold on, I'll get on the other side of the screen here. There we go. That's better. All right. Look, they don't want you to see this. This is what they don't want you to know, people. If I could zoom in, I would. Like, see how it just went back like that? It has that blinking line on it. That's a drone. Yeah, it's Bigfoot controlled drone. Yep, sure is. Sure is. Number 6, number 7, number 8 says so. God dang it. Look at that. I can't believe it. We caught it live right here. Now everybody's going to clip this stream. Right? They're going to clip it. And now this is my big moment. I'll go super viral now for exposing the drone setting the fires in California. Right here, ladies and gentlemen. Right here. We got it. We caught it live on live stream. Live on live stream replay. That's what we caught it. They don't want you to see the truth. They don't want you to see it because they're using mind control, MK Ultra mind control on you. Well, we can pretty much sure that California didn't do forest maintenance. Nah, it's too much work. It's too much work. He was hired by a rogue military group. Yes, more rogue military corporate group that 6 black ops sites. They go into. They'll probably be here with their UFO later on, picking up people that are disheveled from the fire and taking them to be experimented on down in their low bases with the aliens that they shoot down twice a year. Yep. So it finally happened. This is the stream where Winning went insane. You be kidding me? What are you new? I went insane a long time ago. Are you crazy? Oh, here we go. See, they had to change shots here to keep us from seeing the laser drones. Yep, I see it. Breaking news, breaking news. I got my phone up in the air. There it is. I got my face in the screen and my phone in the air. Yes, you see it. You can see here clearly. You can see here clearly fires are being spread through California. And is this arson? Is this the CIA? Is this mind control drones? Well, we're not sure, but we'll sure speculate about it. It probably is, but we're just not sure yet. We're looking for more information. We got our roving reporters, our great reporters out there seeking the truth. Yep. That's what it is, guys. That's what it is. You can't get a prettier picture than a burning fire in California. It's just, look at those colors. Whoa. And more and more and more, said the private, like we like it, we love it, we want more of it. Yes, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Ring the bell for the latest conspiracy news of all kinds. I'll make up anything to get you to subscribe, to like, and share. And I will be big time, like all the rest of the people you tune into. There you go. I'll be a big deal then. I'll be a big deal. See how that works? Yes, sure. Yes, ma'am. It's a number 7. Number 7. It's the 7th, isn't it? Well, fire's on the 7th. You hit the 1, you plus 6, and it's a 7. That's right. And on the 7th day of the first month, that means 8. There's 8 fires right now burning in California, right? And tomorrow is the 8th, and there'll be 9 then, because +1. That's an extra day. You see how that works? Sure does. All right. We're having a lot of fun here tonight. We're having a lot of fun here tonight. You think I get more people watching, but I'm actually losing people, so I probably should stop the charades. My folks are here for the base takes. I saw a drone. Yeah, my folks are here for the base takes. They like the base, so they have to know. But we have to have some fun. We gotta have some fun. Gotta have some fun, which we do all the time, and that's why you should subscribe, like, share, and and we got plenty of this for you too. If you like this kind of stuff, if you're not a weirdo and you love stuff like this, we got this for you too. Do you like talking trash and truth does? And donate $10. Send a $10 super chat if you are coughing up along too. Spicy winning, well done. You know, I'm just here to expose the truth about things, man. And we've been silent way too long about the drone lasers starting the fires in California. Go tell everybody it's because they're trying to hide flat Earth from us. God damn it, the chemtrails, so we can't see the ice wall. Right? I got proof. I'll never show you though. Whistleblower told me. Sure did. Whistleblower told me. My inside deep military sources. That's right. That's how that works. But we're having fun here. Takes all kinds, man. In this world of entertainment and fun we have here, as we're just kind of like hanging out, watching California burn to the ground. Don't worry, all the people are evacuated. You see the cars down there getting people out. Everything's good. So right here. Yes, right here. See, they're all getting out. They're Ubering their way out. Oh, did you see that? Look at that. Oh, look, there's drones right there. Do you see it? Hold on. God, every time I just need to get a bigger screen here. Nope, not that one. Right here. Look, right up here. Right here is where the smoking gun evidence is. These are not palm trees. These are not some kind of aberrations. Right up in this area, you will see the alien technology being used against California right now. Look at that fire over there. That's a fire. That's a fire. Indeedy do. See, look, see them? See? That's not just the fire reflecting off of when the smoke moves off these lights. It's not what it is. That is the mothership. God damn it. I need to get full screen here. That is the mothership. We're seconds away from a zebra alert. Get the Russians on the phone. Ask them what the hell is going on. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Oh, I'm on the wrong side. There you go. Okay, now look up. There we go. All right. So it's right here. It's right here. This is where the mothership's hiding in the clouds, throwing the laser beam drones down. And it's because they got nothing better to do with the technology. Honestly, they have nothing better to do with it. What you gonna do? What you gonna do, man? All right. What time is it? It's 10:13. I think I've kept you guys here long enough, right? Thank you guys so much for coming out this evening. I love hanging out with you guys. I hope you had a lot of fun. I hope you guys are excited about the coming administration. What happened? Hope my technology. Guys, they may have found me. Okay, they sent me a little warning there by lagging my stream out. That they're on to me, so I better get out of here. I better get out of here because they're on to me. They're making me robot and lag. They're showing me that they know. They're directing their damn energy weapons at me again, man. Anyways, I'm sending you guys over to Gary at Next News Network, so don't you dare go anywhere. Look, see, they got a hold of the camera. They're moving it around. Other interesting news: Sonny Holston's husband is under investigation. What's new? Sonny Holston's husband He's a mess. He's a damn mess. So anyways, he's a surgeon. I bet he is. I bet he is. So I'm gonna send you over to Gary Franchi. I want you to tell him Winning Reality said hello. To keep on winning. And please stay tuned and go over there so we make a good showing of what a great base crowd we have. And I want to thank you guys for coming out. I will be back sooner than later, God willing. Oh, look, there comes a robot. Wait, hold on, I got off the screen. Look, this guy is just walking. He's walking in the fire. It's Fireman. Fireman is oh God, I can't even get started. All right, I gotta get out of here. Guys, have a great time over at Gary's Next News Network broadcast. All right, and I'll see you real soon. Look for your notifications. Make sure the bell is ringing. You are subscribed, thumbs up, all that other fun stuff. All right, and you guys take care. All right, take care of yourselves and come back real soon. And until next time, everyone stay based and keep on.
If you've lost faith in humanity, clap your hands. If you've lost faith in humanity and this is your villain origin story, if you've lost faith in humanity, clap your hands.